Okay, going to record coaching here for your guys' series versus minion miners. They first banned ETC. You guys went with Alex Straza. Interesting. I don't know what the sound level should be at because I can't hear. There we go.
I literally wrote in my notes they're going to ban ETC and Alarai.
Okay.
Nice work.
So I didn't do scouting on these guys. After talking with Pi, he said you guys were probably just pretty comfortable doing that yourselves now. Um, that you thought it would be better to just focus on games and whatnot. The Alex Straza ban, like, she's good on this map, but I would say there's lots of other options when playing against her. So you have like Malfurion and Deckard, that both have healing reduction, and then Malf can also just like Twilight Dream the dragon a decent percentage of the time. Same with Sylvanas. Anduin is also like a really probably the best healer in the game right now, so he's open. Um, then you have like Malthael can also do good healing reduction. Uh, you can have like a Nubarak that cocoons the Alex whenever she dragons. You could technically go Maiev and Disc the dragon as well. There's like lots of other options you have that I'm not sure you ever really need to ban Alex. You can just kind of plan to draft around it if they pick it and take any one of those options. Obviously, Ana works too as a healing reduction. Um, that you can pick one of those options pretty much, and just plan to pick up one of those in draft. So you can just plan the draft around always having like picking offlane last or something, and then always having the possible plan that you'll go Malthael. So I'm not sure I really like the Alex Straza ban, but if it's like their main comfort or whatever, and it's their only good win rate hero or something, and you just want to completely shut down their healer, I guess it's fine. Halstead makes a fair amount of sense. He's good. He's like not super popular or anything, but he's good. He's always been decent, and I'm okay with it. Ragnaros is weird as a first pick.
Let's go Kerrigan and uh Kerrigan and Noob.
Diablo's up. I'd rather have him.
You want Diablo? Okay. Have
Yeah.
Diablo. Kerrigan Diablo.
A noob would have been a good pre-pick for
Oh
choking
yeah,
off
this is
too.
the team that sometimes might choke off. Okay, so Kerrigan Diablo. The Diablo is okay. I think it's kind of abusable. Like, Rainer's good into Diablo, Tychus is good into Diablo, Malthael, as I already mentioned, Imperius is pretty solid. There's lots of, like, pretty good heroes into Diablo right now. I don't think very many teams play Tychus, but he's one of the lowest win rate tanks, I think, right now in NGS and stuff. He's just, like, really... I don't know. This meta doesn't really seem to favor him as much as it was in the past and stuff, especially compared to like ETC. So here I think Johanna would have been. I think Johanna or Anubarak are like my top two picks right now outside of ETC. I think if you're wanting just like the generalist tank that you can always just like blind pick into anything, ETC is the pick right now. Because he can work both as like a wall tank defensively, or offensively with slides and stuff. Um, so he fills both options. Anubarak can fill both options too, but he's just been getting nerfed and he's a little bit less versatile. And ETC can also flex into the offlane and go stage dive and stuff. So ETC is a bit more of an easier generalist pick, I would say. And then Johanna is still good. Thing with Johanna, and you mentioned you wanted me to talk about this. Oh, whoops. We'll just move that to the other screen. Let me see what you read here, or what you wrote here. How the team plays around Johanna, having discussion on how to engage with her lack of engage outside of ult, or not engaging how to peel. She's strong, and you don't understand what to do with your comp when you have her. Yeah, so I think part of that is just like tank playstyle, where I think tanks especially want to be able to engage and like be the ones to like pull the trigger, and when they see somebody out of position they want to punish it, especially. Like tanks are normally pretty aggressive. They like playing the dive tanks of like a Nubarak and Diablo and stuff. Um, and Johanna is very much not that most of the time. Um, for example, on Infernal Shrines, she's actually pretty decent at following up to like a Punisher jump. Um, Probably almost better than Diablo, I would say. But uh, at that point, you're almost using the Punisher jump as the initiation, and Johanna is like following it up. So yeah, I do think most of the time, if you're picking Johanna, you'll want to draft some other sort of engage tool. Zertul VP is good for that. Hanzo Arrow can work for that. You can get an engage tool on your support. So Deckard was always a good option in the past, where you could do the Sapphire Root combo and get stuff that way. Oh, now somebody else is pinging people. All right. Uh, so there's a couple other options you have there. My default is kind of always Hanzo, as a good DPS that works, again, like as a generalist into almost any comp. He has wave clear, he has camp clear, he has poke, he has sustain damage. Um, he's just kind of like a solid generalist that doesn't really ever get like hard countered super bad. Um, and so if you're looking for an engage tool, he's good. I'm trying to think of what some other ones could be. I would have to like look at the hero roster and just kind of go through them, I guess, to think of it. But I do think that's something that you should keep in mind, at least. You can also draft it with like Lucio or Medivh, or some other way of just like getting on top of people. Or like I said, you can also draft offlaners that have engage. So like Blaze is super good. Offlane ETC can work. You can even go. Yrel is kind of iffy, but you could even go like Illidan and go Hunt. You could go like Tyrael Judgment. Um, Maiev works, as engage. Zarya would be kind of tricky. Zarya, I don't think you could really do too easily. Thrall could maybe work. Trying to think. Sonya's probably not that good. Imperius could maybe work. Arthas could maybe work. Um, I don't know, stuff like that. That having some other way to initiate a fight or get picks or something like that is something to keep in mind and definitely look for in draft. Kerrigan can work. That's an example. It's tricky for Kerrigan because she also is normally like not wanting to be the first person to engage. She's also normally a follow-up. Um, but you're picking her here as follow-up to Diablo more so than like with Johanna, so it makes sense here. Anyway, sorry, that was like a really long ramble here.
Draft can even fit it after that.
They go Jaina Lucio. Okay. The Jaina, I think, is mainly just to have wave clear, and she's pretty good into Kerrigan. Just because Kerrigan is gonna get up close anyway, and then she doesn't really have a good escape out, so if she's slowed, it's hard for her to work in team fights. Lucio, with his slows and boops, works well with that too. So at this point, you have really good engage pick potential right here. Could go a couple options. So I would look into possibly going like Tyrande as a healer and just kind of going all in on that. Alternatively, you could always go Anduin and just have like an option to save the Kerrigan so she can play more aggressively. You could go Greymane as a DPS. He's pretty solid right now. Although Greymane, I think, would struggle into Jaina similarly to Kerrigan, so maybe he would be a little bit tricky. I don't think Genji would work super well. Having wave clear would also be good. So you could also go Rhaegar. Rhaegar is a pretty aggressive support, but he also has like a cleanse, and ancestral that he can still play pretty defensively if you need to. And he would help with the wave clear. In terms of other wave clear DPS that you could still play like pretty aggressively with. Let's see. I mean, Hanzo still kind of works. Let's think. I don't think I would really like Zeratul with this. You want ranged for sure. Orphea is maybe an option. Lunara is maybe an option. You could go a mage, but I think you would want a little bit more sustained damage. You could also maybe go Vala here and go something with that with the support, and then maybe like a Tyrael offlane or something. You have a lot of options here, basically. As for what they need, they definitely need a tank, so here I'm banning a tank. It's either Johanna or a Nubarak.
I mean, if they chug all, they win first season, I think. But
Based on how aggressive you guys are wanting to be based on this draft, I think a Nubarak probably has better like counter engage and like peel compared to Johanna, but I think Johanna is going to make it harder for you guys to get kills, if that makes any sense. I don't know. I would lean towards banning Johanna here if it was me, but it's pretty close. You could also think about banning Garrosh, because Kerrigan and Diablo both kind of struggle into Garrosh, and they've already taken Jaina Lucio. So you can't Jaina into their Garrosh, and Lucio pairs well with Garrosh.
up until then, they don't.
So those would be like my top 3 picks for bans here. Arthas is an option as well for them. That's a good point.
Miserable for the carry.
I would still probably have leaned towards Johanna. I think if they go Arthas Ragnaros, their engage is very weak. They either just have to run at you with Lucio, or it's pretty much just Ragnaros landing a root as their engage. So I think Arthas would be a weaker option for them compared to Johanna. I would also think like Johanna is just really good on this map for the shrine clear and stuff and control. So that's stuff that I would be thinking of here. They went Ana. Yeah, so that's another thing to keep in mind is whenever you see them ban Ana, definitely consider that they might be going double support. I don't think their team really works very well with double support, because they would have to go Uther main tank plus some other DPS, like Greymane. Vala would be maybe okay, but some other DPS that could really like carry them in sustained team fights super hard. So yeah, I still think I like Turan from you guys. And then they've already shown their offlaner, so I think you could actually go offlane here. With how aggressive you're wanting to be, I think going another diving like offlaner could be good. So like Chen would be good, Urel could be good, Blaze as I already mentioned, Malthael could be decent to just punish their front line super hard, so that you have a lot of like kill secure options and stuff like that. So I would go for like some sort of aggressive offlaner here, probably. If you really wanted to be ballsy, you could maybe go like Illidan or something, but
So Anduin.
I think I would go. I like Anduin, yeah. I still think Anduin is probably the strongest healer here. So I would go Anduin plus an offlaner. And I would want to hold the DPS to see
All good with this?
what their frontline
Where did
and
this-
other DPS is going to look like, I think. This is kind of like double mage. Like, Kerrigan is half mage, I would say.
Yeah, I think it's hard for teams with Lucio to do
Uh,
big bomb as well.
The Kilthos is true, and he does give you wave clear. It's tricky. Like, I would have rather seen this be like Hanzo or something else, I think. So they do go with Uther. They go with Thrall. So they have 4-man Thrall. So yeah, they're just looking to get a good CC chain off and probably go smash. Like, stun, double stun, root, smash, whatever, and just blow up somebody with Jaina. And then get out with Lucio and survive through it with his ult. What would be the best option for an offlaner? This is kind of tricky. Because you need somebody that can basically survive the stuns when he's frontlining. So you almost need a tank. They are kind of heavy melee. You could consider going Arthas here yourself, maybe? Oh, wait, you banned it, right. That's tricky. Leoric doesn't seem bad, because if Leoric can just ghost through them past 13, then their damage is reduced a lot. Probably one of the better options. I don't really think Tahaka's that good. I don't really think Sonya would work that well. Hmm. Curiel could also maybe be okay with like Sanct, so that Kerrigan and Diablo can just dive in, and then you have Sanct. ETC is probably too squishy. Hmm. This team is so weird with their drafts that it's like I almost don't know what would be good here. You could also maybe offlane Zarya, and that way you have another unstoppable shield. That'd be interesting. You could also look into maybe offlane Kerrigan and going like Medivh. That'd be weird. Yeah, that's tricky. This team is tricky to draft into. Because they play weird shit, basically. Huh. Yeah, I don't know what the best option would be here, actually. I would have to think on this a lot more. You could maybe just go like Junkrat or something too, and then offlane Kerrigan. And then once Junkrat is level 13 and gets the Ripper Air thing, then you switch Kerrigan to the 4-man and Junkrat plays offlane. Because he has like basically a global with his speed around the map and stuff. I like Zarya probably the best out of the options, but like, I don't know if you guys even play Zarya. I have no idea. This is weird.
What are you thinking about
Yeah, I
Chen?
still like Chen too.
They don't have any shield breaker. They have singular stun. Is there any? I mean, I guess there's Malthael.
I can chat.
Yeah, I like Chen and Ural too still, but
Damage and really disrupt their team too.
they'll have to be
We
careful
can do either.
to not just like go in and immediately get blown up or something. I mean, that's true of Kerrigan too. Okay.
Let's do Chen. We're gonna be going pretty hard on him.
So yeah, the main thing that I disliked about this, I think, was the Kel'Thas. About your guys' draft, I would say. The Diablo is okay. Like their draft isn't very good at punishing Diablo actually, but it's pretty good at punishing Kerrigan. And so that's why I think he wanted another DPS that could threaten them very highly. And I'm not sure that Kel'Thas is the answer to that.
So watch for that.
Just his damage is going to be very delayed, and they want a delayed
Let's
fight anyway and stuff. Gives Lucio time to like
Let's hope.
sound barrier people and stuff. So yeah, this team fights are going to be weird because you're both trying to just like kill each other, but they have a lot better sustain, but you have a lot more damage. So it's kind of like, does their sustain actually outlast your damage kind of thing, or can your damage like catch them off guard fast enough to actually get a kill? I would also consider Pyroblast here. Because if they're using D-Shield in a fight and Sound Barrier, then all you have to do is not Pyroblast the Jaina, so she can Ice Block it. I think Thrall does have a Spell Shield. I don't know if Ragnaros does. But yeah, then you could also just look to get Pyroblast kills and stuff. And that way you're playing fights more of just getting the cooldowns out of them and then looking for a kill. I think you could also consider going barrel this game. Normally, I think the Storm, Earth, and Fire is like way better, but I think displacement is going to be your guys' key to victory here. Like, Uther is super immobile, Jaina's pretty immobile, Thrall is pretty immobile, Rag is pretty immobile. Lucio can help them a little bit, but he can't help them that much. So if you guys have like pull, flip, charge, knockbacks, you know, they're gonna have no way to handle stuff. I don't actually know the interaction. I'm assuming you can pull Chen when he's barreling with Anduin pull, but I'm not actually sure how that would work. And would it push people away during the travel time when you're getting yoinked? Would it still like knock them back? Or would they not get knocked back? I don't know. But that way you could also just play more aggressive with Chen and Kerrigan in general and dive the backline a little bit harder with the Anduin safety.
Try to disrupt their rotation here. Somebody catch
Yep,
the
this is
wave.
good. You guys are clearing the wave. You should only need one bomb, I think, to clear wave, mostly. And yeah, bomb the mage minion and then put a Q to hit all three of the backline and the mage, ideally. And that should clear most of the wave. Because like this bomb you placed on the back minions, I'm pretty sure they would have died. Maybe they have to get auto-attacked like once or twice, but they basically would have died without the bomb on them. And you could have put a second bomb on these guys if you wanted to like clear it super, super fast. But they're all up here, not rotating. So you don't need to clear this like ASAP, because you're not stalling them from losing XP. Yeah, this is good. Actually, just freeze the wave back here would be solid too. Kerrigan definitely does your camp early, right at 1 minute,
Here top, they're missing.
because you're going to want Kael'thas to be clearing lanes.
Two mid.
You can have Solskeeto anchor that bush. You guys are going to fast clear mid. You bombed on Uther. You missed the stun there, I think, but he should still die here, I think. Good body blocks. Nice. Good job, guys. Okay. So Solskeeto and Pi go to your camp.
And then we also need the camp.
Oh, Solskeeto wants... Yeah, sorry. Kerrigan and Solskeeto go to your camp. Pi clears bottom. You're right. My bad.
I think Anduin can help.
And yeah, you can pull them out slightly, and that way Solskeeto can hit them standing in this corner bush. Or he can just dart in and out.
Careful top, they're missing.
Getting the W is good.
Jaina's mid.
Kael'thas is checking bot. Diablo is safe soaking mid.
Jaina's leaving mid. Careful bottom, Pi.
So yeah, you don't see them on their camp. I think all three of you could go, like, look and get vision on their camp now. I would go in this way, and then up over here. Double checking that my mouse is showing on the screen. Yeah, okay. You could go in this way, because I think they'll possibly have people in these bushes down here, especially Rag coming up from bot lane, possibly. But they got their camp in time, so that's fine. You guys could send Kael'thas up to safe clear mid, and the three of you go down to bottom. Because he's going to be the one that has the most clear on the camp here.
If he steps up.
You guys are also just trying to defend your camp and look to get a pick here. So the bot waves are crashing right now, and you're going to miss that XP going for these kills.
Jaina.
Jaina rooted.
Good kill on Jaina. You should be able to kill Uther too. Nice. Okay. Crafty immediately can head back top lane. You don't have time to get the bottom camp anymore, and Kael'thas needs to get the wave. Kerrigan and Solskeeto should go to your bruiser camp. You want to start going there right at 2 minutes 20 seconds. Oh, Kerrigan's trying to do the bottom camp instead. Yeah, the bruiser's more important than the bottom camp, even though the objective is top lane here.
Catch bottom.
Kael'thas is going to do this instead. So Kael'thas pushes the wave faster against Reg, but he's also a lot safer to be in the lane because he's like ranged, right? Whereas Kerrigan, to clear the wave, pretty much has to step up like way farther. And Kerrigan would clear the camp faster, I think, and take less damage and require less healing and mana because she has the shielding. So Kerrigan is really good at doing camps early, but that's a pretty minor thing. Kael'thas also could clear their camp middle as he comes up from bottom here a lot easier than Kerrigan. But not too big a deal. Yep, so you really want to control this bush especially is like the #1 most important one. And then controlling this area is also pretty good too. Like if they funnel into this area, it's still good for you, but controlling this bush is super important. So yeah, I like Rabbit coming around here. Phantoms goes in, I think, a little bit early here.
Look for shrine.
Like he could just sit in this bush right now and wait for Rabbit to get the good flank over here, and that way, like this is just prime wall stun territory, right? And then so if Kerrigan is just waiting to follow up on whatever Diablo stuns, then like that's just a free kill instantly. Especially if Pi is closer at that point, because like Pi is a little bit further back.
Look for Just
compared to Phantoms or whatever. So like maybe they get out of the CC before he can stun them or something, or get a Flame Strike. Like right now, yeah, if you can imagine, you would get a stun on Lucio, or Jaina would be prime target instead of on Uther. And like right now, you've already used your jump, so you're not going to be able to help getting on top of Jaina here. And then we lost vision as well. And they booped you away.
I got rooted out of my charge.
Okay, that's fine, but you backed them all off. So yeah, Rabid can still play over here and just zone them off. Like, make it so they can't ever walk through this area, because they know they're going to get stunned if they do that. So they have to come in through here, and that way you can have everybody just ready to jump on them when they come in here. Like, this is just, you'll hit every Flame Strike in this area. It's really easy Kerrigan combos. You know, they'll have to spread Living Bombs during the CC, basically, if they're coming in through this one little area. And you're pushing the wave, so it's going to be really hard for them to come like all the way around even. So yeah, I think Rabid wants to play up a bit more and make sure they can't walk in through here. Like, they should be getting stunned and being threatened with getting killed right now. You pretty much, like, the minions will come from just controlling the area over time. You don't really need to like focus on using spells and autos to like clear it. You want to just control the area, and then it doesn't matter how fast you get it. But yeah, you've given up all this control, and so they felt free to walk in through here. And Crafty's now getting engaged on. And then, like, he's going out while Rabid's going in, and nobody else is able to follow up on Rabid's engage here. Phantoms tries to. I think Rag is the kill target here right now.
I need to back up.
Good combo, but yeah, so
Combo, huge.
it's like, if you have Rabid, Phantoms, and Crafty all going in at the same time, like, you'll have all of the AoE healing from, like, Anduin W going on the same place. You'll also just have people dying a lot faster, so that, and not being able to retaliate because they're going to be CC'd a lot more and stuff like that. But right now, Phantoms is almost playing as the main tank on this engage, and so good yoink to get him out. But that should have definitely been like 2 or 3 kills there. Like, just instant blow up on Jaina, instant blow up on Rag. Maybe you get Thrall or Lucio as well. So here I would just everybody tap and look to re-engage. You guys have plenty of time. They're only at 7 minions.
Coming back in. Let's look for Jaina.
So Solskito didn't tap. He could tap here for mana. Crafty definitely wants to tap. Rabid potentially could as well. Using the root there is fine. I would rather use W just to scout vision and save root to follow up on CC engage, but it's not the end of the world.
This thing here.
We could look to stun Uther here, and like everybody, this is good positioning here, where like everybody's ready to follow up on an Uther stun that happens right here. And then if we had an Anduin root, we could probably kill him. But you guys are focused on clearing the lane. Again, if you guys are focused on clearing the lane, Rabbit should be the one zoning and like pressuring people up here and making them back off. And they'll probably have to back off through this way because they don't want to get wall stunned over here again if Rabbit's up here playing around here. And Crafty's just going to get chunked out harder. Rabbit has a lot better sustain with his W healing and stuff. And Crafty should be the one clearing the lane here, I think, but it's not the end of the world. Again, you could stun him. You could look for a stun on Rag here, and Rag would just instantly die. Like, the rest of their team are way over here, and like back in the fort. Like, Jaina's somewhere like under this minimap. Like, she can't help a Ragnaros getting engaged on at all. And like, where is he positioned? How is he getting out of here without getting stunned by like 5 different people? Yep, so this is good. Good calls on looking on Rag. Again, Rabbit should be the one like calling this and you know, starting the engage rather than like Phantoms and Crafty, but so Root misses because he's too far back now. So yeah, this whole engage is like, we weren't controlling this area, and then now we're all funneling into the like clumped choke point or whatever, where they have the space to move around and stuff like that. Like, Rabbit can't get onto the Rag here. So we're basically engaging until now. So we basically engaged that 4v5 and then took a whole bunch of AoE damage. Our combos are like not you know, chaining the CC or whatever. Like, this Rag kill is taking so long to happen, which is like, that's the goal of their comp because they're playing double support. If you take a long time to kill people, they are just going to out-sustain you in these fights. So you guys have to get the kills like ASAP. And then, yeah, here, Pi is just the most forward member on the team after this. Like, you all need to be running out this way at this point. If Rabbit, like, Rabbit can probably be the one person that dies here, if anything. I don't know if he has souls yet or not, but that's just generally the tank's job.
Kill Jaina.
So yeah, Pi just needs to keep running through here. He doesn't want to get rooted by Thrall, but
Oh my.
instead he gets killed by everybody else back there. So they probably get the shrine at this point.
I could not follow y'all's.
That needs to be the target.
You want me to soak?
Yeah, even like right
I'm dead.
now, I would say Crafty can just go and start soaking mid lane. Because you guys have two people dead. You're never contesting this by the time they get back. So you guys could have just gotten all this XP. And then Solskito and Rabid can still soak top lane. And Crafty can just go down and start double soaking.
Your target.
But instead Crafty stays up here
Shrine.
and soaks for like another wave or two. Yeah, now he leaves. So he missed like maybe half a wave mid or something. Kerrigan went down bottom. Yeah, Kerrigan can't really do anything defending Immortals. You could technically look for picks at the wall with like Diablo Kerrigan, but that's also the problem of Kael'thas here, is Kael'thas's immortal damage is really not great
Jump at 410, 510.
by getting rooted.
Bottom, Rag is moon.
I can look here.
Jump at 3.
Good on calling out the jump. It's going on Pi, but that's fine.
Okay, top is leaving. Top
So they got like
Pyramid.
basically two towers. If you just imagine this tower HP as being on the fort is almost full HP, but the tower's dead.
I'm heading back up.
So yep, now you guys swap with Crafty.
Camp is up.
Kerrigan is still bottom.
Bot camp.
This wave is already almost clear. I think Pi can actually go down and swap Kerrigan, and Kerrigan can start on this siege camp.
Coming. Thrall.
Or you guys are looking on Thrall instead. Oh, he backed up.
Following.
Never mind.
Oh, Jaina.
So you guys are actually ahead in XP.
Maybe Kerrigan go top.
You could either start bottom camp right now or your siege camp. I would probably rather start our siege camp. I think it's more likely that they'll try to invade and fight you on it. And then you can use having level 10s to try and get bot camp, I think.
Okay.
You trying to have Kerrigan gank Ragnaros top lane.
More
I
possible.
think you want to like get the camps out first, and then when there's downtime
Thrall's still
with
bottom.
nothing else to do, and you don't want to be getting camps, then that's the time for Kerrigan to gank, I think. Like at this point, when Kerrigan starts heading up, I think, like right now you don't even see Ragnaros up here. You have no idea if he's gonna overextend or play aggressive or whatever. So this felt just like kind of
More possible rotation stop.
a desperate, I don't know. It's not really risky, but it's kind of hoping for your opponent to just play dumb and make a mistake. And now I think they're probably gonna get another camp down here.
Do you want us down?
We'll need to clear it eventually.
Yeah, they got bottom camp.
Time for the
Uncontested pretty much. So you guys, I think, definitely could have fought them on bottom camp.
end as well. Watch for
I think you guys have the stronger early game team before they have level 10s, and that would have been the time to fight before they were level 10.
3 bottom right now. They're backing up.
And now they might invade your camp. Yep.
Uther invaded.
So Rabid should be already like mounted up and standing up here and like ready to keep vision on it. He should have been fire stomping that bush to just keep vision on it and know what they're doing. You see they already pulled Ragnaros down so that he's in range, because they possibly want to have Rag like fort somewhere. Yep, so Rag has the rotation advantage. You know they're on this camp, but okay. This is a free Rag kill here. The rest of his team is split. Rag is the immobile one. I don't know if a wall stun here would actually stun him, but just Phantoms and Pi can just CC this guy long enough that Rabid can get some sort of stun on him, and he should completely die here. Like, Uther is super far away. So yeah, Phantoms is running back. He's gonna take more damage running away than he would be if he just stood and fought, I think. You guys ate the whole meteor. So Pi got good CC, but no follow-up again from Rabbit or Phantoms. You guys definitely missed a Rag kill there. Now I would think on Uther is the main target, because like this wall again, Prime Diablo wall stun angle. So like where is Uther walking where he won't get wall stunned? I don't know, he probably has to walk back this way. He could maybe walk back this way, but then he's splitting himself from his team again. So I think look on Uther for a kill here. Yeah, I think you guys missed like 2 kills there by just you guys aren't
Okay.
playing your comp
Okay.
aggressively when you should be. And it's mostly Rabid not leading the engages, I think.
Someone needs to pick up mid.
Trying to find out where
Phantoms
Reborn
should
is.
still be have started this siege camp, and then what Rabid's doing anchoring is good here. So yeah, Phantoms and Sosquito could have been on this camp the whole time after they backed off, and then Pi can clear bottom and then
Losing it.
rotate up to top to get this soak. You don't need 3 people to get this soak. Like Kalthus is gonna insta clear it like this. You don't need to spend
Thoughts about
Kerrigan spells on it. So yeah, they got their bruiser camp out. Now you don't have time to get this camp and your bruisers before the next shrine. So you have to pick one instead of getting both.
Clear bot.
Mid's gonna
And you
crash.
definitely want to get bruisers, but
mid? They'll go
you definitely had time to get both there. This is good. Your lane setups here are correct, as long as Rabbit doesn't die.
coming as fast as I can.
Even then, if he has souls, it's kind of fine. I mean, it's not fine, but it's not the end of the world, I guess. You have
I'll
APOC,
just have the
you have Storm Within Fire,
delay.
you have... I don't know if that's Light Bomb or not, and I'm pretty sure that's Phoenix, and I think that's Maelstrom or whatever. I don't know what Kerrigan's combo or ults are called. I know one's Ultralisk, but I don't remember what the other one is.
They're at
I
20.
think Maelstrom.
So it needs to be Jane.
So they already have almost 30, and they're gonna have Ragfort. That's pretty tricky. You can either just look for an engage like ASAP.
Yep, here we go. We're at 30.
I think Thrall, prime stun target here. That's where Kerrigan and Chen are the easiest to follow up. Like, Kel'Thas can follow up from a lot further away, but you need to have the melee able to follow up on the engage. So, like, if there was somebody down here or something in this bush that could get stunned, and there's the Thrall up here, I still think the correct decision is to go on the Thrall. Even if this was, like, somebody way tankier, and this guy was, like, a squishy. I mean, if it's a squishy, you can still probably kill this guy, but this guy would be easier to kill, I think. So I think Thrall is the prime stun target here. She's gonna walk into a Kerrigan combo. You guys gotta go on this. All you have to do is CC it long enough for Rabbit to get in range to APOC QE, and then this guy's 100% dead. So I think Phantoms and Crafty need to... I know that's confusing because I've been saying Rabbit needs to lead the engage, but it's a little bit different after level 10 now, and in that situation where, like, that's your kill target, that's your engage. You guys need an engage here, and like, Rabbit has to find it near the melee DPS. So before it was the melee DPS being in position and Rabbit not being in position. This time, like, Rabbit was in position, but he was like in position almost too well. Like, not really, but the other guy was just like, oh, this guy's in position. I can't walk this way. He's gonna stun me if I try and walk this way towards my Uther. So I have to go up, and that way the Kerrigan should just be like, this idiot can't run that way. He's gonna walk into my stun because he only has one escape path here, and if I just stun combo him or whatever, he definitely dies. But yeah, you guys aren't like pulling the trigger really. Okay, now you do it. This is good. And good APOC by Rabbit. It's like perfect follow-ups. They got the sound barrier. He did go Divine Storm. That ring is real painful. You guys still kill the Thrall. As long as you live here, you're fine. Solskito needs to run really far around. I don't think Solskito can walk this way either. I think he should have gone around this way. Just because this is where their other DPS are coming. Like, Rabbit can be here, Solskito can't be here. So if Solskito dies, this is probably why. It's just the way he went. Looks like you're gonna die, but you lived for quite a long time. Here, I still think you guys should be able to engage on them. Like, Jaina just used everything to kill Solskito. Granted, you guys just used a lot, but and Lucio used everything, but I still think you guys could kill Amiibo here.
Backing up.
It's hard because Rabbit and Crafty are pretty low, and Phantoms is pretty low now. Yeah, you basically trade kills, and then Diablo dies. Yeah, okay. That's kind of unlucky. I mean, pretty much that was just because your support died, so you guys didn't have sustain, and then they just ran you down with Lucio.
That too.
And that was pretty much on Solskito's positioning there. So this is gonna get the fort.
I don't know what time.
Not much you can do. Yeah, you baited over the wall. Make sure Phantoms and Rabbits stay apart from each other. Good.
Safe.
Then you clear this. You guys are soaking mid and top lane. Cleared at the fort. They're getting all the camps. They're on their siege camp now.
All their lanes are pushed, so it's hard for them to get soak.
I would rather have Pi or Phantoms down here clearing this, and Diablo playing up here.
You want this fight middle?
Because, like, Phantoms can't do much if they're sieging, because he's melee, and he can't really initiate because he's not a tank. So he's not very threatening unless he and Diablo are in the same place. So it's either he's away here or Kel'Thas is away here. Kel'Thas could clear this probably faster, but Kel'Thas is also going to be better at clearing mid, and they're going to have double camps pushing mid here. So Kel'Thas, you kind of want the ranged hero to be defending here. This is like the more immediate defense needed, whereas this is just mostly needing to be soaked. So Kerrigan could clear this. It's also pushed in really far, so if it was like up here at the midpoint, Kel'Thas going down there to soak it is maybe better. But it's pushed in so far here that Kerrigan is going to be completely safe, basically, soaking it from this spot here. And then, as long as you just try and keep vision on these bushes down here, that Kerrigan, or she just like kind of freezes it even further back. But as long as Kerrigan just doesn't get engaged on, like soaking it down there, you're fine. But once you see them mid especially, you'll want Diablo here to like zone them off, threaten and engage. Again, you should mostly be using the empowerment on bombs to clear, not the flame strikes. Yeah, this is the problem of Phantoms being here, is like he can't actually do anything, and if he tries, he's gonna get pretty much killed. And we had to use Yoink for that. And then this is like Rabbit engaging, but Pi and Solskito are now not really looking to engage, and definitely Phantoms isn't looking to, because he's super chunked. So now, okay, Rabbit didn't get chunked too hard. Basically stalled them off, but now you're losing XP bottom. Phantoms tries again. Okay, you went Light Bomb. It didn't actually hit anybody, so he didn't get a shield, and he died. That's unfortunate. That's pretty much just a result of, well, he would have died to Sunder and stuff anyway at that point. Rabbit's probably dead here too. That was a result of not having Yoink up at that point. And or Light Bomb. So imagine if you guys had actually had like a coordinated Light Bomb engage, you probably blow up one person. Phantom said clear this out, then he comes in on the flank or something. That would have been perfect, beautiful, but yeah, Rabbit has to be the one engaging first most of the time. If it's like a group of them, if it's, you know, if it's like a single person like Thrall, Phantoms can kind of start the engage, like I said. But if it's a group of them especially, it almost has to be Rabbit, just because anybody else is just going to die instantly to their CC and blow up. You guys took a lot of siege damage bottom and missed a fair amount of XP, so now they are pretty ahead.
Yep.
Yep, they're diving top lane. Yeah, at this point, I don't even know what Chen does. Maybe this was just called late. They clear mid fort. You see them coming up, they're coming top. I mean, you're backing up immediately. There's like nowhere for you to go because they're just gonna dive the fort. Yeah, I don't actually know how you lived through that ever. I think that is just a result of the map being the way it is and them being up 16s.
Got me.
You guys aren't soaking bottom now. They got top fort. They're gonna get their bruiser camp now. They should hold it until the objective pops though. So they should just play defensive here. Okay, they're dumb.
Where do we think they're at?
They might invade your bruisers. Top lane should be careful being out that far. You would want to be able to have vision. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they're probably invading those bruisers and probably going to take them too.
Hunter camp, fine.
Taking and capping these ones immediately is fine. They should have held theirs, but it's fine. I guess they wanted to try and double stack them. That kind of makes sense. They want to push while they're still above 16. That kind of makes sense too. Again, here, Phantoms or Crafty should be the one split from the team soaking, and Diablo should be the one up here. Because they see Diablo's not with you, so they have no real threat of like stepping up to the wall with... They're very heavy melee, so they normally can't step up to the wall, same as the issue your Kerrigan has playing aggressive and stuff. Like, Kerrigan got a pull combo there, but like, it doesn't even look like anything happens from it, right? Diablo comes up. He lava waved bottom, so you're missing that soak now that's going to push in. Not much you can do about that because you needed to defend the keep. They're just gonna win the objective probably, and then hold it at 39 and get your siege camp, and then push with that down mid for the keep. So you guys need to get an engage now that you're 16.
Approach from the bottom.
So yeah, the question is, which way do you come in here? I still like coming in through this way. This side over here has a big wall for Diablo to get wall stuns off if they try and go down this way. This wall is a good wall stun wall if they try and come down this way as an escape. And then if they try and go up and around this way, there's lots of walls up around that fort there. So you're basically, they're going to try and have to back off because the only way they lose is if they die. So I think Diablo coming in up here or even up and around would be good. I think if anybody's going to come in from down here, it's either Crafty and or Phantoms. And then I think Pi and Solskito just need to kind of like walk on the point and start backing them up and making them not be able to control that area and spread bombs. Like, the problem with going this way is also they're just going to see you on the wave. So they're just going to back up the opposite way and never get hit by like a stun or a flank or whatever. Yeah, so they're just going to peace out. So like this gets you shrine control, I guess, in terms of map control, but I think Rabbit should hover around here rather than being in this bush. He has better stun angles from up here, and it also means that they can't like loop around and come over top of you. Because if they come over top of you and like Phantoms is up here clearing, they might just like one-shot him before Rabbit can ever like get in range to even peel. I'm seeing Phantoms use spells here. I think you still get the resets on Kerrigan, but even still, I would just like hold cooldowns here. And you need to get a kill pretty much to secure this. Just with their poke and stuff like that, and Rag fort. Yep, Rag is forting mid now. They're gonna be able to pretty much probably get the last like 10 or so they need. Unless you guys clear this really well. So again, here, this is good. This is exactly where Rabbit needs to be. Then he's backing up like so much, and I don't really understand why. And you're just giving up all this control. Like, they should not be able to walk here. This should be threatening them getting wall stunned here. They should not be able to walk in this area. They're going to have to come around above or underneath, which are much better angles for you. Like, this is their strongest engage entranceway, but they shouldn't be able to walk through here. And so now they're picking off minions, right? They're only at 27? I thought they were at 37. It's good for you. So you're actually way ahead on these. You guys should be able to finish off the shrine here. So at this point, looking for kills is like kind of good, but also kind of bad. Again, I think Thrall is the main pick target here, rather than Uther. And Pi is frontlining. Pi should never be in melee range of Uther this whole game. I don't understand how this happens. Yeah, he just walks up to Uther. You're looking for a flame strike somewhere? Over here? Yeah. So now you have to peel the Uther, because he's going to look to get a stun, Divine Shield stun, root, Sunder probably, combo, and just try and blow you up. I like the Light Bomb, just in case, and shielding him there. Here's the Divine Storm coming out. Rabid is not getting any stun there, and Pi walks back into ring.
Shrine.
So yeah, Pi walks into ring here. He almost body blocks Rabid into the ring still, yeah. So yeah, this is rough. You guys need 2 minions, Sunder comes out. Pi is pretty much dead at this point. He just mispositioned. Point comes out. Phantoms is probably dead. Rabid might die.
If you can.
Sorry, I fucked that up. And then I got the light thing, so I tried to run
Yep.
back to it.
So yeah, that was pretty much Pi's positioning there. I think it was also a result of Rabid backing off and letting them get position on the shrine. Because like Uther and whatever Thrall should have never been able to walk that far up, even to the midpoint of the shrine where Kel'Thas was in the first place. So it was like, it was two people's mistakes kind of combining there. A series of unfortunate events. You guys are clearing mid, they got their mid camp, they free cleared your Punisher, of course, they got bottom camp. You guys are just having to defend here. They're just gonna not fight you until 20. Looks like they're gonna try and push bottom keep. Yeah, you have to. It's your only real option. You gotta just be ready, like, APOC QE this guy. Like, you just need to get a kill before they're 20. That Rabbit just needs to, like, pull the trigger instantly on anyone out of position. Again, I don't think Phantoms can be the one to initiate and try and go in here. And they're almost always, like, they have Lucio movement speed. They're almost always gonna avoid a Kerrigan who, like, jumps in and tries to combo them just raw, like, dry like that. So, yeah, Rabbit, RQE, just anybody. Doesn't matter who. This guy's insane. This guy's insane. This guy's insane. Even Thrall is insane. Honestly, Lucio's kind of insane. Okay. Rabbit's going on Jaina. So yeah, you did an APOC combo here, which probably would have been better. That way, like, she would have been stunned. You guys definitely would have killed her in that time, most likely. You could have got a light bomb off here as well, probably. Because, like, 2 or 3 people would have gotten hit by APOC, maybe even a Rag. And then you can light bomb and hit 2 or 3 of them again. You could get, like, a Kael'thas living bomb explosion in here, probably a multi-stun. You could get Kerrigan to combo in here. And all you guys have to do is just not die to Ragnaros damage in the backline. So yeah, light bomb only hits 1 here. So Skeeto, I think, roots himself by trying to cast a Q in the ring. Yeah. So that's unfortunate. There's Divine Shield. Crafty's completely destroying the backline, which is good. That's his job. You guys should finish off Uther. There's a Sound Barrier that comes out. I think Uther is definitely the kill target over Rag here.
I have stun in 1.
Okay, good. Good call, Rabid.
Rag.
Rag.
Well, you guys said Rag was the kill target. You killed him. Phantoms got really low there, and that was real sketchy.
We need to clear the waves.
Yep, you guys gotta go defend bot and mid now. And top, actually. Top doesn't have a camp, but he lava waved top. Yep, you guys are still just soaking. They're gonna get the Bruiser camp. There's not much you can do about that. Just keep soaking.
Up there.
You're not soaking bottom. You're trying to invade down 20s. What are you guys doing? You're crazy. I mean, they're technically still dead. Alright, that... It works, but they were really slow doing this. Like, this camp should have been dead. Like, okay, this camp just spawns. This is the only thing on the map for them to do. It should only take them, like, 10 to 15 seconds to do this camp. There, it should have been dead already and capped before you ever even get close enough to have vision on it. But they were just super slow. I guess they don't really have damage to do it. They just have Thrall, but still, like, okay. That was really brave. That, honestly, you guys got away with murder there.
Come invade that when they're 20.
Alright.
Whole team.
But they're just gonna free clear that, of course, so it's fine. But you're still just soaking to 10.
Sorry, I'm trying to group up.
I know.
In, like, Super Theory, you would rather have Diablo up here soaking and Chen down here, but, like, it's not a big deal.
Here top.
Okay.
Coming. Show.
So now they're up 20, and they're all alive. Rag is way back here. I don't know what this guy's doing. Yeah, you see the 2 of them there. This guy's still crazy. You could root this guy, so Skeeto. And then, if Diablo gets in range here, yeah.
Half level. Coming. That Thrall's way out.
If Thrall walks this way, this is like a free kill. Okay, careful, Chen walking that way. Should have stayed in the bush, I think. Ooh, you're gonna have to yoink him, Solskeeto.
Crafty.
Oh, okay, he Storm Earth and Fired. Alright, he might die here.
It's 25 if
Okay.
we can disengage.
He lives. That was super sketchy.
We're almost 20s.
I think that was something.
Yeah, I didn't see what they used there.
That was
Let me go back and check.
We're almost. It's 25.
Out, back
They
out.
used Sunder.
Sorry. Okay. Out. Back out if you can, Crafty. Sorry.
Looks like that was about it.
It's 25 if we can disengage.
Yeah, just looks like Sunder.
We're almost 20s.
I think that was Sunder. Yeah.
Yep. That was.
Couple of these, I think.
You guys have a camp pushing top lane. They're gonna have to, yeah, clear the top camp because they don't want to lose their fort. And you guys desperately need 20 before this. They're lava waving bottom, so they're gonna push in that whole bottom wave for you to soak.
Jaina's here.
Phantoms is calling this, which is good because Jaina was top lane. She is gonna be rotating through here. She should rotate down through here. She should actually rotate like way back through here behind her mid fort, but she's dumb. You guys, okay. The rest of her team, see, they saw you because you went over this mid wave looking for her here.
Following.
So if you guys had all gone back this way, she probably face checks. This potion dies, but it's fine.
She's not even dismounted.
Okay.
Back up.
It was a good try. It's fine. Yeah, you're still trying to soak for 20. One person can go bottom. You guys should back up, go bottom, and then try and engage. I don't think engaging from the top is easy here. I think you would rather go in from the side after soaking bottom, because you don't want to lose bottom keep either. I mean, this is just super scary because they're going to try and engage on you. And they've already started the point.
They're on shrine now, like getting points.
Rapid is really split here. And Solskeeto's just face checking stuff like a
They only have 10.
fearless,
Let's go.
crazy person. Crafty's face checking like a fearless crazy person. Alright.
Looking to the top.
I don't think those face checks were like super crazy, and like you're not inting doing them probably, but they still made me like a little bit scared. Rabbit is still really split here. I think Rabbit would rather just come in through this angle, like I said. Then you have the wall down here that's on a diagonal that you can stun people into. You have this wall thing here, pretty much the mirror of this that you can stun people into. Whereas like coming in from the top, it's harder to get stun angles, I think.
Thrall, this is rip.
But Thrall is split off, so that's good. Okay,
Thrall.
Thrall is the target. Phantoms is going in. We got the follow-up. We got the root. That guy's a dead guy. Oh, he got cleansed. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I forgot they have a cleanse because they have Ether. Right. I mean, I still think you guys are fine here, right? Thrall's junked out. He's super zoned. Uther's now in the middle of your team.
Light bomb to Chen.
If this light bomb hit like these 4 people and Chen was going in here, man, that would be insane. Ring only hits Crafty, which is kind of lucky. I'm not hearing the kill target anymore. Is it Jaina or is it these people? I still think it's these people. This is where all your damage is. Crafty's the only one over here. He's zoning out the Jaina, which is good. Oof.
Help Kerrigan.
Kerrigan got destroyed. But you guys killed Reg. This guy's super low. Kill that guy. Okay, so now it's Thrall, Lucio, and Jaina. You guys pretty much... Okay. Rabbit should have called the Jaina a little bit better, or the Thrall, one of the two. You guys probably could have killed both of them there, actually, but it's fine.
They're 33.
You guys are trying to race minions. Rabbit is so low. He's gonna need a cleanse. Solskito! Oh my god, he's alive. Don't die to minions. Okay, thank god. Crafty's
Oh no.
doing his best. Lucio's just gonna run him down, actually. There's nothing you can really do. You have a light well you could plop down at some point. I don't even know where the best place for it would be. I don't think it would save Rabbit at all. Maybe it does. Rabbit's insane. Alright. Did you go Feast on Fear, I'm assuming? So that you're healing from your stuns? Yeah, kill Thrall.
Thrall. Kill the Thrall.
Okay, they're at 35, yeah.
35, Jaina's up here.
Okay,
Bane and Lucio are up here. Crafty's actually bodying with Storm Earth and Fire.
37.
Alright.
Here's a W, please take it.
And nearly dying. Man, this fight is so sketchy. They need 3 more. Lucio's over here.
I'm getting injured.
Here comes
Imagine
Jaina.
if you guys had CC to follow this up. Because right now, here's the thing. You guys actually don't need to get the Punisher. If you just get another kill, you're kind of fine. Even if they get the Punisher and you get the kill. They're 4 dead at that point. You can like free clear it all the way back to your keep. And then you can probably go take at least a 4, if not 2. You guys are trying to go on Jaina. But yeah, like Rabbit going in, if you guys had the follow-up CC, would have been spicy. I'm assuming he went Bossa Nova, and that's how he has the sound barrier back up again. Oh, you guys killed Jaina, that's good. Chen is busted, dude. You guys got the Punisher.
Light well.
How is Light Bomb on such a short cooldown too? That's insane. Yeah, you guys need to get a keep here, for sure.
Chen's on the wave.
Yeah, definitely push the wave, that's good, Crafty. Hit the towers. Yeah, I like this flank. Phantoms, this is good. You can even go in this bush, yeah.
Keep is down.
Because they might auto-path down from mid and come through there. They shouldn't, but they might. Just don't let Rag fort. That's all you have to do is CC the Rag if he tries to fort. You should never fort here, you should fort up the keep. But
In fact, I think we do. Yeah, one cat is on the core already.
You want me to go back?
No.
yeah, even like 3 Katas on core, I don't think ends. I think it only gets like 80% damage
Top wall.
and then gets cleared. It's only when there's like generally 3 or 4 plus Katas. Okay, so he does fort before the Punisher's even in range, that's fine. They've already used cleanse and stuff.
Jumps
Good
in
call on jump. Rag fort's down. Yeah, kill that guy. Woo! Oh my gosh. Hit bomb. I had no idea who would come out at this point. Do you guys see that he comes out at that point or no? See him there. See him here. Then you see Ragfort. Okay, he could have been around this corner. He could have been even further back around the other corner. Yeah, I have no idea that he's coming out right there. That's kind of insane. I do think clearing the wall here is possibly better. And maybe Phoenix doesn't need to be used here, but this is just kind of like, surprise, I'm here. Light Bomb on somebody here instantly I think would be good. Solskito and Pi shouldn't be this far forward. I think you guys need to play back further. Getting hit by that Sunder was rough. That's a good Light Bomb.
That's Lucio.
Mosquito dies.
Deacons.
Phantoms dies. Oh no, Phantoms doesn't die yet. Okay, Pi dies.
Targets.
Phantoms is killing Rag.
Rag.
You guys got hit by Ring. Oh, you didn't kill Rag. Okay, Crafty killed Rag. He's gonna die to stagger. Okay. Phantoms is alive but can't do anything. Rabbit dies. He has souls.
Mike.
Phantoms does die. I do think this does get the keep. Maybe, I don't know. It's hitting people, not the keep. That's the problem. Okay, it doesn't get keep and Crafty dies. Wow, that's rough. And then they just come to your core and kill it, right? Oh, they don't come to your core and kill it. Okay, sorry. You guys are dead and can't do anything. They get the keep for free.
Okay, they're going for
You
it.
guys are up in like 10-15 seconds. You don't have APOC to combo here, but you do have Light Bomb. They used Sound Barrier really early for no reason.
Yeah,
They're just scared and backing off. Alright.
So mid. Or the Kato.
You're not going to lose mid keep. That's good. Okay, so they should now take this siege camp, bottom siege camp, this siege camp, then their own bruiser camp, and then just wait until the next shrine phase. And you guys are going to have to be clearing katas constantly bot and top.
I feel like we're winning the team fights now.
they just used their.
I mean, the Lucio ult is on like a 20-second cooldown because of Bossa Nova, so
bottom shrine.
it's not really a long cooldown.
I think
They should be on bottom camp here before siege.
Coming.
Oh, they're on that siege. Okay, yeah. This bush. This is the magic bush. No, this is the magic bush. Oh, they split to get the camps. Okay.
down.
Yeah, dude, if they would have face checked you, that was how you guys win that game. Alright. Thrall, I'm not hearing kill target on Thrall. There it is, after he's already blinked out. This is definitely Uther now. The rest of their team is back here with the Sound Barrier ult. Phantoms gets hit by Ring again. Yikes. Oh yeah, he's trying to leap in and gets rooted out of that. It's kind of unlucky. Maybe it was avoidable, maybe not. Again though here, Rabbit's not APOC comboing.
Down.
Like this should be RQE on Thrall, and he definitely dies if he's back here stunned. Like it also means that Phantoms doesn't have to dive as far, right? Because he's getting pulled back, flipped back here, and stunned here, so he's over here a lot longer. He's not like all the way over here with his blink and stuff. And it just gets destroyed instantly.
Back on me.
Yeah.
In the back. Back on me.
That was a pull that it both saves Pi and sentences him to death. Oh, just kidding, double pull. Wait, he's still dead. Alright. Yeah, the game's over. Honestly, this was just you guys getting too antsy.
He's just like,
Like, you just needed to sit in this bush. Like, you don't know that they've done this camp yet. You know they were here. So you think they're gonna go down here, but even then, you guys will see them if you're sitting in this bush. And then maybe one of them is a straggler and you can pick them off behind the rest or something.
Anyway,
Like maybe one person goes over here, like maybe Rabbit or something. Even then, if they face check you here, it's fine. But then you see them cap the bottom camp, so now they're gonna go up somewhere else on the map, probably to push with their camps mid, their double camps mid. They would have definitely face checked you here, and like Jaina would have been over here going this way or something, and then like Thrall and Uther would have face checked alone, and Lucio would have been going some other way. Like they definitely would have. You would have gotten like 2 or 3 pre-picks here. Yeah, this was just being like impatient and desperate, I think, at the end of the game. Rag was mid and had to come down.
back on me.
Even then, like a lot of this is just micro stuff. Like again, the APOC combo to start is better. At this point, you should all just swap onto Rag, and you guys need to peel for Pi. It's just kind of a weakness of your comp that you don't have very much sustained damage
Back on me.
or peel. Like you guys are trying to dive, but when your engage doesn't go poorly and doesn't get a kill, continuing to try and like dive and be aggressive is generally not going to work. Okay, now this is where they all kill you and just end. Yeah, that was a rough game. I do think the Kel'Thas pick wasn't that great in the end. I thought the Chen worked completely fine. I think the Kel'Thas was the main weakness, I would say. And then it was a lot of just like positioning and micro in fights. I think Rabbit especially isn't like communicating his engages as well as he should, and isn't being as like positioned and decisive for them. And Phantoms is kind of playing too aggressive as a opposite side of that coin, I guess. But I think that game was definitely winnable. It was a close game though, but overall not super bad. You guys actually played some of the shrine fights pretty well, better than I would have expected. But the shrines are tricky because it's a lot of like positioning stuff and zoning. Alright, game 2 Volskaya. You banned Li Ming, interesting. They banned ETC, banned Lucio. Do you think Lucio was pretty strong last game for them? They banned Alarak.
um,
Tilt is up.
Yep. Sylvanas would be a good first pick here. I think it's between Sylvanas or Anduin here. I don't know that there's any other option really. Jaina Chen. So here I would either look to take Ana or ban Ana. I do think I would rather have Anduin here, so I would pick Anduin. I would ban Ana so that they don't get Jaina Ana. And then I would pick tank. I think again my main two picks are Anubarak and Johanna. This map is a little bit better for Johanna, same with Infernal Shrines, because you kind of almost don't need an external initiate tool, like Hanzo Arrow or something. Because basically the other team is going to be forced to initiate onto you, because you just have to stand on the point, and then they'll come to you. Same on the shrines. So, I think Johanna's pretty strong.
Do we
It gives you good wave clear.
feel about that. Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
I don't think you need to pick offlane here. I think you can counter pick offlane, and like offlane here is really easy on this map because you pretty much only need to worry about teamfight contribution, which Lyric is good. But like the wave clear doesn't need to be insane. You're probably not double soaking that much. You don't really need to win a 1v1 like on Dragonshire or something to like win a point bottom. You can just kind of like gracefully, slowly lose the lane and just wave clear at your towers and be fine. So I don't think there's a need to like pick an offlaner this early, so I would have definitely rather gone Anduin here. But the Nubrak is fine. They banned Ana from themselves, which makes no sense. You banned Gaul, which also is weird, but it's fine. They go Alex, but you... So they picked Alex into a silence, and Cocoon, and a bunch of CC. So yeah, Alex is like really bad here. They go Thrall again in the 4-man,
in it. Okay.
which is fine because he's an immobile melee person, which doesn't do very well into Leoric or Nubrak, or Sylve for that matter. Deckard is good because he has CC. Actually, Jaina is pretty immobile too, and Alex actually. So they have 4 like really immobile people. Well, Chen's not really immobile, but he is melee, so he's like he's gonna use his mobility to get on top of you, and then he's kind of stuck mostly. Falstad's decent. I don't think Falstad's like ever really bad, and I like Deckard. I like your guys' comp here pretty solidly. I do think Anduin would have still been good, and I don't think you needed to pick offlane as early as you did, but basically they just drafted really badly into you, and Tyrael doesn't help them at all.
Also, she might not be going.
So right now they basically have no main tank. So when you're picking Tyrael, you would pick him with like Blaze or ETC offlane or something, like some other person that can act as a tank in fights almost, because Tyrael kind of can't. He actually works more of like a bruiser.
I think Emerald
Yeah,
is going to get
Emerald will
value,
definitely get value.
whether
I do think you go Gust,
like Leo can raise
just
pop
because if you can peel like a Chen
quickly,
or a Dragon,
I'll try
then
and
you're
get
fine.
3 pop jump.
Definitely go Sapphire at 1. Well,
Alright, communication. Thrall is
Alright, good.
going the one that stacks off of here.
well, hold on. You want Crash Lightning? Okay, want to see talents. Okay. Crash is fine. I don't remember if this is the shared shield talent one, but I'm assuming it is. You went W. I think Pi went the percent health damage one here, which is kind of weird. Because both Tyrael and Chen don't really have like that big of HP bars. if I remember right. So I still think I would have preferred Q at level 1 here. But you went Merc Queen, which is the most important thing. So here you guys are just looking for wave clear. There you have Jaina though, but you have Leoric. You can just walk up and then ghost out. Yeah, you could stay in more here and you just auto like kill the wave as fast as possible, then ghost out and then mount up and go down. Pi could dagger and spread the dagger on this earlier, and then Phantoms could throw a boomerang thing. Hammerang, I don't know what the name of the ability is. A false dead Q onto the wave and clear this faster.
Top.
Sylv can kind of help here, but Sylv is going to be less help on this wave clear. So you guys got here, and like, look, 3 minions are already dead. So you missed 3 minions worth of XP.
For wave clearing.
Can't do this. Like, at most you should miss 1, maybe 2.
Turret's gonna be up.
And the 2 should be like dying just as you're like in this bush, where you're like just barely out of range. But you ideally want to get all of this. You can leave, yeah, false dead top lane now, and Sylv and Deckard can just go straight down to camp. You can honestly go down this way. You don't need to go safe way around the fort, but it's fine. That way you could just like toss a dagger on mid or something as you're going down, but it's fine. Yep, kill this dude first. You can use disable here,
False.
just to take less damage and use less mana and stuff. It's up to you, but not a huge deal either way. I like Rabid coming down here to anchor, even though they're probably never engaging. What are they doing bot lane? Weird.
Got it.
Honestly, I think you guys should just go for the support camp instantly if they're going to show like multiple people bot lane.
Shen's leaving bottom.
Now they realize that they're probably dumb to go bot lane this early in the game when support camp is up. They're coming back up. Yep, they're on support camp.
Yep, they're on second.
Coming.
All you have to do is stall this until you're level 4, and then you have Merc Queen, and then this is like a pretty solid win for you guys, because you'll have a Merc Queen turret, and they won't have a turret because you can disable it. So normally you can use that to win the support camp.
It's only half done.
Yep.
They're all stunned.
So we're gonna need a Nubarak to dive onto this point if we want to like stall it, or we need to call that we're giving it. One of the two. I like the root on the point. That's good.
Turrets drop.
Yep.
Turrets drop.
Turrets dropped.
Drop
You
turrets.
should pop disable and W so that you can spread onto the turret off whoever you're hitting, which is currently Chen, I think.
Point's done.
Good. You dropped your turret. That's good. Yeah, you weren't able to stall this until level 4. I don't know if you popped disable in here, Pi, to disable their turret, but that would have been good. Nice. Got the root on Tyrael. He should die.
Material.
Phantoms is insane. Alright,
You guys had the
he died,
static midair.
but Phantoms is still insane.
Thank you.
Did you guys get the heal camp? Yes. Okay, good. So you traded a turret for a turret, but you got a heal camp,
Going.
which is fine. And then when your turret comes back up, you're gonna have still a better turret than their turret, and you're gonna disable their turret. So it's like they don't have a turret. I'm not sure I would use root to help clear stuff. It just uses a lot of mana. Soskudo should cap this and then back before the point.
B.
Good.
So top, I need to be.
Falstad can safe soak top still. Honestly, Falstad should back as well. You should just push that wave as hard as you can
You want to
with the siege cap there, and then just like barrel roll back to safety and back. Yeah, okay, good. Rabbit is standing on the point instantly. That's good. Leo could be bottom this whole time. You just don't want to lose that soak to Chen, but it's not a huge deal. Sylph should be able to handle mid. Want to start getting potions set up around the objective. Having 1 or 2 in the lane like this is good, just around here or around here, because that's where people are normally going to be retreating from.
Yeah, you can rotate on that.
They're clearing top. It's good Falstad didn't use fly. You could send Falstad bottom here.
Actually,
You would rather Falstad be top because the conveyor like is pretty fast to rotate onto the point from bottom. So you would rather have Falstad be top and like Sylv bottom here, but it's not a huge deal. Honestly, Leoric should have just been down here this whole time. You didn't need him mid.
Okay.
And then Sylv could be mid, and then Falstad could be top.
Still getting free channel. As long as we keep our soak up, we'll be okay.
But you guys are getting a lot of channel out of this.
Bottom.
It's nice that you kind of want Sylv top, because she can disable the camp, but you need Sylv on the point to disable turrets, pretty much.
I'm gonna clear camp.
staying here.
4 on objective.
So you want Sylv to be close to mid.
We have 70.
Falstad goes bottom, that's fine.
Let's wait for Pi to clear that. Then we Pi try to get down so we can fight with her.
They started getting channeled. Their turret camp is up. Your turret camp will be up now.
Okay, on my way.
Yeah, you can either just look to engage on them when they're trying to go do turret, or you can go do turret. One of the two.
Coming.
Sylph has cleared top now. Sylph came down. Looks to me like you guys are just trying to go for point. Just fine. They'll probably have to back off because they're trying to get their turret.
There's
So
some-
now you want Sylv and Deckard probably to go do turret. Falstead can start soaking bottom again.
They're gonna look to fight
You
this.
can give them time.
Can drop
Your turret is better, so you would rather fight them with your turret versus their turret than like not having a turret versus their turret, right? So you can back off and give them percentage. It doesn't matter their percentage that they get. Like they can get up to 99 and you don't care, as long as you win the end.
We just need to keep them.
But they're engaging and you're not getting the turret, so this is just a slightly worse engage for you. You guys got rooted into the blizzard, that's rough. And here's their turret.
Drop the thing.
You guys are split and back off, like people were retreating back here while other people were up here. Eye is very close to dead.
Eye back up.
Eing over this wall in here is pretty good, or over this wall so that you can get a tap also quickly. Crafty's on the point, zoning them off. This is a good heal camp placement, like actually really good heal camp placement. You guys can kill their turret for free.
Back out.
Good disable, although it was like one auto attack from dead. That's fine.
Let's go
Yeah,
back.
get your turret now.
Can come
This is the time to go the safe way to the turret. Yep. That's good. Just have to zone this. Yeah, they can't ever like come in here with the Nubarak Q and stuff. It's just too hard for them to engage past that.
I'm helping the zone.
Serial Q is a waste here. Did it really early too. You know he's never taking that, especially after he backs off.
side.
Now you just re-engage back on the point. You could honestly just like look to root this whole area with Deckard just to like push them off ASAP. There's your turret down. That's good.
Okay, turrets down on their side. Fight.
I don't actually like placing turrets super early like this, just because Jaina can like step up and get Blizzard on it like that. Like ideally you would want to have it like after Jaina's chunked and zoned off so that she can't step back up and stuff like that. It's like yeah, this turret was kind of
It's
like
gonna
it was used to secure the mech, so it's like it's hard to call it a mistake, but
And
I think this should be well, maybe it is Falstad. It's definitely Deckard. The question is who else is it? And it's either Falstad or Leoric. Because Falstad could technically soak and have the global still, but I guess Leoric can just go soak too. It's fine. Yeah, Falstad's probably fine.
go top. Still, did you burn trade?
Yeah, okay, so the way the mech works is like it spawns and it has like 59 seconds or something. It's I think 110 actually, technically, but it takes you like 5 or 10 seconds just to walk it to the wall.
Who's in it?
Um,
It's gonna be.
so yeah, it's basically 105 seconds.
and
Sylvana Strait has I think a 40-second cooldown off the top of my head. Let me double check real quick. And so basically like if you use it immediately at the start and it lasts 10 seconds, then immediately when it comes off cooldown again, you'll have it up twice in a 50-second window, right? For 20 seconds of the 50 seconds. I'm double checking what her trait cooldown is. It is 40 seconds, yeah. So you want to use it pretty much immediately on this wall, just disable both towers. And that way you can pretty easily
Good job.
clear both towers here. Again, you want to dagger the wall, and that way the dagger will spread to both towers, and you can disable both towers that way. The dagger, like, base damage itself on the main target is really small. The main damage you get from dagger is spreading it, so spreading it to 3 targets on a wall is better than just 2. I mean, you technically spread it to this wall too, so it is still 3 targets, but it also, you can just dagger plus trait and disable both towers instantly. So yeah, if you use disable there, you can use it on that wall, and then you should be able to use it with like 20 seconds remaining or so on this. And be able to disable this wall and or the fort and almost get most of the fort. So same concept as Dragon Knight here, where you want to disable one of these towers with the mech hand thing. I don't know if I see you guys do that. It looks like you do. Okay. And then you pretty much just want to use the ranged spells and the cooldowns, like the Dragon Breath, where you want to get the most time out of this as possible, so that you get the most spells out of it as possible, and it's basically free damage. Like, if you just imagine the mech standing over here, it's basically like a Sky Temple, right? Where it's just getting like free shots, and it's guaranteed damage on the the structures. Whereas if it's dead, it's like as if those shots never happened or got shot at all. So you want to be able to use the ranged cooldowns of like the laser and the mostly the laser and the Q of the gunner. The W is a little bit decent too, but like you can here like I would instead of lasering both towers, I would wait and then I would laser this. So you want to laser a tower and the well. And then you can Q generally the well also instead of like turreting the tower is fine. You generally only want to use turret when you don't have Q or the thing off cooldowns. Now here I would like cancel turret and start channeling the Q to hit the tower. Because the W has bullets, right? So like you don't need to use all of it all at once. You can just like sort of it'll buffer while you're doing other things, whereas these are cooldowns that unless you're using them on cooldown, you're kind of like wasting uptime on the damage from them. So yep, then I would prioritize the well over the tower here. And then yeah, then here you can still just be hitting the tower mainly with melees, but if people are going to be like spamming Jaina Ice Lances on it and stuff like that, just back it up so that you get all of the spells out of it as you can. And you can get like the laser on it from like way back here, and then it's a lot harder for them because they have to step out from their wall, and then they're in risk of getting like dived on by a Nubarak and stuff like that. Here you're also tanking the fort tower shots, so it's tanking 2 towers instead of just 1. And you could also have like a Nubarak Beetles and the wave here to be hitting this other tower and stuff like that. So you guys kind of wasted 30 seconds of this, and you only got 1 Sylvanas trait during the duration of it and stuff like that. You'll probably never get like the full time of it. It's just really easy to kill the mech now after they nerfed it. And because it doesn't do as much damage to heroes anymore, people aren't as threatened by it, so they feel a lot safer stepping up into it and damaging it. So you'll probably never get like the full duration, but it used to be where you could definitely get this well, definitely get both towers, and then depending on Sylvanas trait, you could even threaten the fort here off the first mech. Especially with the Nubarak, where you can like disable and even dive the fort there, where if people are stepping up too far and like you're chunking them or whatever, you can potentially just dive the fort and get a kill at the end. You're ahead on XP, so you can look to get turret camp, which should be up pretty soon, and then get the support camp at level 10. You just want to keep vision on it, make sure they're not going to get it before you're level 10. This camp is fine to get now, I guess. You do kind of want to be able to get it when the second objective is up, so you don't need to get it like this instant, but it's XP and there's nothing else for you really to get, so it's kind of fine. I haven't ever actually seen a team get it that early, and I'm wondering if it's back up in time for the objective. It shouldn't be, but now you're level 10, so this should be a free support camp. So your turret camp would be up right now, and that would have been a better thing to do instead of this siege camp if you had gotten the turret camp on the other objective when the first objective mid was up. That's why their turret camp is up, but yours isn't. But it's fine. You're still gonna get a support camp here. It's just the more you get the turret camps on cooldown, like now they maybe get 2 turret camps for this objective based on their camp, whereas you guys are probably only gonna get 1. So it's like just possibly slightly worse for you. Yep, Jaina's a good call here.
We're on Jaina. We're on K-Star.
Yeah, I think you should kind of wait on the Deckard stuff as follow-up for a Nubarak. So here, like, wait for a Nubarak to get the burrow, and then, like, once you see her going this way, then here I would Sapphire root. And you probably want to root, like, slightly in this wall, so I would aim it, like, here, and that way it, like, blocks off most of that area, so that she can't really walk through that way. She has to either, like, go up and around through the conveyor or something, and she just gets split from her team a bit more. Here you rooted, like, this way, and so she can just walk past it. So rooting just a bit further in like this area would have maybe been a little bit better. So you guys maybe missed a kill there. It's not too big a deal, but it's fine. You guys are clearing their siege camp, which is fine. You're soaking with Falstad. Now you're going to get your turret camp. They're going to try and invade it because they already have their turret camp. And now they're equal on level 10s. So yeah, this is the other downside to not getting your turret camp on the first objective thing, is now they're also going to be even with you level 10 and able to potentially invade this if they get their camp first. And like, ideally you would want it to be their camp is up, our camp is up at the exact same time, and we just trade them. Whereas now you're at risk of them getting 2 camps. right? So it's better for you to get one camp guaranteed than potentially risk the second camp, right? Plus, you also are losing the potential of getting the camp a second time before the objective. So you're almost like you're losing maybe half a camp because it's like a 50-50 if they invade there and win or something. Maybe it's probably not a 50-50, but we'll just say that it is. So you're losing like half a potential turret in terms of like expected value, plus a potential future turret. So you're basically losing like 1.5 turrets this way, and you also had to take a fight where they had a turret and you didn't on the first shrine. So that's also like you're taking a worse fight to get a guaranteed / half risky loss of like 1.5 turrets.
Careful.
So
Okay.
moral of the story is get turret camp on cooldown always.
If they dragon, I'm gonna.
And you actually prioritize getting turret camp on cooldown over getting the support camp on cooldown. Because you're always going to fight over the support camp. You can never do that without getting invaded and stuff. But the turret camp is guaranteed value. And it respawns a lot faster.
Standing positioning.
And sometimes you just can't even take the turret camp even if it respawns, because it might be really risky with them coming to fight you. So you're going to delay it anyway until it's safer. Okay, so on objective here, I like Falstad still soaking mid. I like you guys being stood on the objective. I like Crafty controlling the wave. I think Pi should be up here controlling the wave as well. That way Crafty doesn't get chunked too hard, hopefully. They're hard engaging on Crafty. I think that's fine for you guys. As long as you still control the wave here. Yep, just poking with Sylve damage. Yep, on Alex is good. Beautiful Deckard Brute. Yeah, she's just insta-dead. Tyrael could probably die. Yep. Ooh, he's dead. Okay, so what happened here? Chen dived on Falstad, and I don't know why you just didn't keep walking. Oh, it roots you, doesn't it? Yeah, it roots you. I forgot it does that. Okay. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, using the heal camp makes sense. I don't know if you went Kanai's cube at... Is that 4 or 7? I think it's at 7, isn't it? So you don't have the damage reduction cube for Chen. I'm double checking right now. Because I don't like being wrong. Yeah, it is at 7. Okay, yeah, because you went Emerald, which makes sense. Just peeling back is fine. Falstad, if he's dead, like, he's probably... I guess Leoric is probably better to die if you had to make a choice, but Falstad's probably the second best person on your team to die. That's a weird sentence. But he can fly in, right? So his death timer is essentially a lot shorter. So if you're trading an Alex for a Falstad, I think that's a positive trade for you. And you killed Tyrael, that's good. They used a turret. You used a turret, that's fine. They used a Welly, that's good. I would say I think going Stay a While is really good here. It can set up Leoric Entombs, it can set up Gusts, it can set up just Anubarak dives and like multi-stuns, or just like Sylvanas Silence and stuff. It sets up a lot of stuff. Lornado's good because like they are kind of immobile. But there's just not a lot of like super thin choke points and stuff for it. Like I think it's better on like Cursed Hollow and like Infernal Shrines a little bit. I don't know. Lornado's not really bad, but I just think Stay a While is generally easier to get value out of, but it's fine. Like, Lornado didn't really get much value that fight, I think we can agree, but it's fine. I do think you could have gone to Ancient Blessings this game also, but I'm fine with Big Pots. Big Pots is decent. It used to be Ancient Blessings 100% of the time, because it was way busted OP. Yep, you can use Disable here. This is the same concept. If you can use Disable here, wait 40 seconds, and then use it when the mech is up, and then use it a second time, you basically get 3 disables from the advantage instead of just 2. So, same concept. I like this call, Pi. And good E. Beautiful. So you just got free damage on the fort. Free half health on the fort. And you lost nothing. I mean, one of you should have been standing on the objective, but that's minor. So you just lost like 10, 15, 20% almost of the channel, but it's fine. Yep, they're engaging. Okay. So here again, you want to be controlling the wave here. And looking for an Entomb. I think you could look for an Entomb like right here on Thrall, and it would also zone out the Jaina from your backline, and then you can look to kill Thrall and Chen, maybe? That would be my choice, Crafty, would be an Entomb right now on like that sort of area. You could even just do it over here and just block his escape and make him have to run up this way. So I think, yeah, I think Thrall would be good. Good asking by Crafty, but honestly, like, your team just has to be ready. If the shrine is active, you have to be ready to follow up on stuff. So I think you kind of missed your opportunity there. Here it would still be good. Same thing. They're positioning almost the exact same. He's going on Jaina. So yeah, your DPS is up here and your healer's up here. Phantoms is going to follow this up, and it looks like you still killed Jaina, but that wasn't, I think, the ideal Entomb engage, sort of, but it worked out. Crafty's going to die here, but that's fine. He's a Yark, so they're going to break, what's his name, out of Cocoon. I saw you disabled that turret. I don't know if you did it with autos or with trait, but generally it's fine to do with either. You would prefer using it with trait in the hectic immediacy of a team fight, but it's fine. As long as you guys live, you're fine. Just don't die, Rebbit. Okay. Good potion. Good root. That's a risky potion for Rebbit to get. Okay, he's going for it. Alright. Crafty's gonna respawn. Now you can look to re-engage. Now our turret's too far. You can look for a support camp, or you just look to re-engage. That's up to you. Yeah, killed the turret's good. You disabled it. Yep. You've got potions still set up. Good. Yep, this should be free mech. They might go for support camp, but you should be able to win, because they shouldn't have time. Yep, just peel Chen. I don't know, Anubarak is really far back here. I think you want to sit like right here, but roughly. Still zoning off this area, but still also able to follow up on somebody in the wave. In the lane or whatever. You can get a Sapphire root here on like 5 people. And Lornado people in. Okay, well the Gust was... That's a neat idea actually with Entomb. I don't know if you planned that. It looks like you planned that. Without communicating it, which is kind of insane. And now you can kill Thrall? Or Tyrael. Just back up still again. Yeah. Back up, tap, heal up. Can wait for a re-engage. Yeah, you got free channel out of that. They have no... They used Welly. They lost a Chen, so you guys are 5v4. Just free clear their Welly. Yeah, they can't do shit. Now you can push in.
20 seconds on Entomb.
Check, keep an eye on heal cam.
You have Wailing Arrow back up. All your ults this game are like really short cooldown, actually, which is really nice. They're on support camp. You're fine with that. Give them the support camp. You guys do not need to be that crazy. You are completely fine giving them the support camp. Oh my god, you guys are insane. Oh, he went Judgment. That's fucking weird. And he just gave you it for free. Because he's a dummy. Alright. That worked way well. That worked way better than it should have. Alright. You can put Deckard and, yeah, Falstead in the mech again. You could honestly clear top and then go down. Mid isn't that important. You're not going to go for mid fort. You can maybe look for the well, but I think you go for top fort and then head down to bottom. And you're mainly looking for the bottom well. But I think getting top fort would have been good. Honestly, Sylvanas could have maybe stayed back and just soloed the top fort and then come down. It's up to you. Just to use trait. You want to use trait ASAP, like before this point, basically. Like you want to use trait before 50 seconds. That way you have it up to use again at the last 10 seconds of the mech. So that was a good laser and good engage there. You guys are playing really aggressive with this mech and tanking a whole ton of damage, both from the heroes and the fort, where you don't need to.
16's with the Protector.
The health bar is a timer. The health bar and the timer are the same thing.
Chen in the back, kill him, he's separated,
And if you can imagine, like, if you imagine the timer runs out and the mech is full HP, you got the same value out of it as if the timer runs out and the mech was like 1% HP. But it's actually better because then they just spent a whole bunch of damage and cooldowns and mana and stuff like that on dealing 99% of the mech HP, and that doesn't matter. Like, that mech HP is always a limited resource anyway. The time is the actual limited resource. And it's better for them to spend it on the mech rather than like your other actual heroes, obviously, right? This is just weird. I don't even know what's happening here.
Chen in the back, kill him, he's separated,
I don't even know what this is. This is just Fiesta. Not that it's bad. I'm just saying it's Fiesta. I think we can agree. There's not much else for you to get from the mech here. Like, you can sure go for this, but you're also setting yourselves up. Like, there are 2 squishies in the middle of this mech, and you are currently diving a fort. Like, you're gonna get the fort, but man, that looks scary to do. They're popping dragon for it, so that's good. You can still look for a kill here with like Sapphire Root and a Lornado maybe in their gate. Or you can just take their turret now for free. Sure, I like that. You guys definitely could have gotten top fort, by the way. But getting bot fort was probably a second best option.
They stepped
That's
up,
fine.
they're getting entombed.
Next turret.
You don't need to get your turret immediately, I think. Because they're not going to engage on you
I'm going top.
down 16s. I think you could have pushed mid here. Like maybe one person goes and gets the camp or something. But I think the rest of you could have pushed mid.
Warding.
So I think this wasn't as aggressive as you guys could have been. Like you don't need 4 people to clear this camp, so it's fine.
They may be sending 4 top.
They were on their siege camp and ready to defend mid because you saw Thrall. They're deep pushing mid.
We're just gonna catch mid.
They're just gonna try and make sure you don't take their forts before the next objective, and they wanna, because they wanna limit your XP so that you can't get 20, ideally. You should still be able to get 20 in time.
Is this
No, you wanna hold on this camp timing because you want the camp pushing while the objective is bottom so that they have to split focus.
I'm not sure when the
Yep.
objective pops, but we do want to save it.
About level 19.
2 mid.
Yep. Be careful top lane, they're rotating up to you. And be careful on this camp because they might invade it because it's one of the only fights they can realistically get before 20. If they invade the camp, that's fine. You can just give the camp and free clear it. You don't care. You would rather not fight them before 20 than fight them on a camp invade, even if you could win. It's just not worth the risk.
Passing through mid now.
Careful, Falstad.
Good call.
They're coming for you right
Falstad is out pretty far.
Rotating.
I would say it's actually better for Falstad to be top here probably, and Leo to be bottom. Well, maybe not. This is super sketchy. Oh, okay, he flies out. That's fine. That's probably a good use of fly. To just
Camp, heal camp.
insurance policy, not die there.
now. Tyrael's
I
low.
think that's a solid call.
Let mid
Support camp is up. You can look to fight over that. They just showed a bunch of people bottom, right?
I think we still have the item advantage, so if they contest us on this.
Got top fort, that's good.
Lornado.
Thrall's here.
Yeah, you guys have a pretty good amount of point control though, with Lornado and just Falstad, Deckard, and Sylvanas, and Anubarak even. Like they didn't go Sanct. So Tyrael isn't as good. Thrall is okay. Jane is okay. Alex is okay, but
Fight them.
yours is pretty solid. You can fight them on this, or you can not fight them on this. I think either one is a fine call. I would honestly be fine giving this, I think.
Ghosting.
I'm just soaking for 20. Like have Falstad go back bottom
Sure.
and soak.
Off of it.
Yeah, you can gust too, but it's fine. I think you would rather get 20 and not fight.
Some damage on it.
And you want to get your siege camp.
Jaina's down here.
So you're missing out on bot and top lane soak
Turn in.
by just hovering here forever.
Okay.
They're still on it. There's the Tyrael Q.
Got him, got him, got him.
Okay, you call for the engage on Thrall. I don't know why Tyrael dived on Leoric instead of Falstad,
Got him.
Coming.
because like this would have killed Falstad. But whatever. You're pretty happy that it went on Leoric. Shen tries to dive on Falstad, but he lives. Oh, Alex Straza snipes him.
Coming back.
Does Anubarak live?
I need help.
Good Lornado.
I'm out.
Drop a root here just to peel in case. Okay. Well, he's down. So you lost one person, but so did they. They still haven't got support camp yet.
They're on.
Go bot lane. Or get top lane. Get your turret. Get your turret. Don't fight them. 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 They have dragon.
I can,
It's super scary. Please don't fight them before you're 20. Team, this is so sketchy. You're using items, that's good. You didn't stack both items in a blizzard, that's good. You're peeling for the Chen, he died, that's good. I don't know how you're living forever, Crafty. What the hell is this healing, Crafty? You're invincible. Alright, this went so much better than it ever should have. How did they just never kill you? Are they dead? Pi, you kill her. 100% you do. Yeah, you do. Alright, Tyrael is dead too. Yeah, just keep hitting him. Just keep hitting him. Alright, just kidding.
Their turrets are up. Take their turret and
We could leave now. How did Crafty take more damage than he did standing in the middle of 3 people? Just go bot lane. Take turret. Actually, take their turret first.
Tyrael's objective. Mosquito and
Everybody. Yeah.
On it.
coming.
I think Falstad should have just walked to bottom rather than flying to bottom, but it's fine. That way he could fly to this camp if he needed to be here instantly for a gust or something, but it's fine. They're probably not invading with 2 people dead, so.
Gen.
Now go get your turret.
I'll grab it.
Then one person, probably Sylvanas or Leo, can go solo your top siege camp.
We can ignore top. I think it's a mistake to respond to that now. We have a fort there still.
They shouldn't ever go bottom. They just showed Jaina top lane, so they shouldn't ever contest you bottom, but
I got this one.
yeah, they're showing Tyrael mid. So you could have definitely sent 1 or 2 people top lane to defend, I think. And if Falstead has to like leave and back off at like 99% or whatever, that's completely fine. Like then you can just re-engage on them with 20s. But losing fort there is, you're kind of giving them a free fort, but it's fine. Because you're going to be able to push this really hard.
Careful for a flank though. Maybe Leo wards.
And Uberak should get in the mech. Yeah, I don't know why that took like several seconds.
Bring in the protector.
So now this one lasts like a super long time, right? So you can use trait super early and you can almost get 3 traits. I think you can get 3 traits. Because it should be
I'll stay in.
at 0 seconds, well basically at like a minute 30, then at 50 seconds, and then
By the way,
just as the mech is dying, sort of.
are you all ready to follow up?
You should swap Deckard and a Nubarak here, I think. Or Leo and a Nubarak. One of the 2.
Big damage.
Because what Leo can do is just drop out of the mech and get a silence to him if people are in melee range of it, which they have 1, 2, 3 melee. You want the Anubarak CC threat to be out of the mech, I think. Falstead, same thing. He can drop out and then barrel roll gust people. Whereas Crafty can't do much, because like he can't really initiate unless he's getting an Entomb. But without Anubarak following up and stuff like that, it's hard for him to step up.
Jaina.
And the mech doesn't really do much damage to heroes anymore. This is a good Entomb and Root combo. Yep, I like Tyrael next. Just keep Pi alive. Drop a heal camp sometime. Probably around here would be good. Okay, you tank Tyrael passive, that's fine. We're walking through
We still have
Blizzard.
items.
Yep, good healing, good item usage.
We have double empowered turrets.
Alex Strazza's cocooned over here. Can we stun?
Good call on the Alexstrasza.
No.
Good CC chain, nice.
Alexstrasza.
Yep, cores, good call. Just end. Alright, overall that was a pretty well played game. Good gust and wind tunnel. Wind tunnel is busted. Yep.
Still on 4.
Okay. So yeah, that game was played much better. I do think the fight, like micro stuff, was still a bit weird, but not too bad. It was much better this game for sure. Yeah, I don't have much to say on this one, honestly. I didn't really see too many Wailing Arrows come out on Dragon or anything. Or Cocoon. I think you cocooned her once maybe, but you honestly didn't even really need it because you just killed her half of the fights. You guys had a lot better just like follow-up and coordination on stuff. I do think you were still kind of playing a bit too like indecisive, or like I don't know what the word for it is. You're waiting and like making sure your team is ready to follow up, which is probably better than just doing it without your team being able to follow up. But the better option would just be everybody knows that they need to be in range to follow up, and that way you can pull the trigger like as soon as you see somebody out of position without having to like ask and then confirm and get the go ahead. But it was an improvement from the first game. So pretty solid. Macro was definitely played pretty solid. Again, just mostly the turret camp timing and stuff. But I think I went over that and gave my reasonings for it pretty detailed. So
Are we gonna end up doing a swap count by the end of the game?
Fucking god, man.
okay. So you went with Li Ming again and Lucio, and they banned the same stuff. First picked Artanis. Oh yeah, this is their super weird comp. Okay, so like Artanis, this is probably his best map and maybe his only single viable map, but he kind of does nothing. The main thing is that his blind is really annoying, and his swap is really annoying. So I want to have some way to save people from getting swapped, or I want to not really rely on auto attackers. But that's hard because this is BOE and you already banned Li Ming. So I like going like the hybrid auto attackers where they have a whole bunch of spell damage. So Sylvanas is really good. Hanzo is really good. Um, Lunara is pretty good. So all three of those I think are pretty solid options here. Um,
Sylve.
and I would want Anduin. He's the best support, and he saves people from getting swapped. So I think Anduin is 100% the pick. Durand is good. She's good on this map. She's probably the second choice here. I'm kind of okay with it. So they took away Lunara, they went Blaze. So they have Blaze main tank. So now he either has to pop his Unstoppable to land a jet, or you just have some sort of knockback interrupt, and then he never gets a like 5-person stun on you ever. So Raynor would be really good here. Even though he has the blind, I still think Raynor's fine, and you just Raynor Q every Blaze charge. Trying to think. Lunara is also pretty decent into Tyrande, so you might struggle with healing a little bit. So you could consider going double support potentially. I'm not sure that it's as good on this map. Oh, you could also consider Vala. Vala Q build is pretty decent. Here. After the Vala buffs, and then you could go double support. You could go like Uther Vala, and then some other offlaner. I don't know. I'm still not really super sold on the Alex Strauza ban here, but it's fine, I guess. They banned Leoric. Tychus Johanna.
Oh,
So
okay.
you've committed to both your other DPS as not having engage tools, and then ETC's already banned, so you're not going to have stage dive from the off lane, and then your support also doesn't really have engage tools. So in terms of offlaners that have engage tools, you have Imperious Spear, which is unreliable. They've banned Leoric, you don't have Entomb. You can have Rexar Charge, you can have Thrall Sunder. You could technically go like Zul or Varian or Urel maybe, but those aren't that great. Could go Arthas potentially. Even then, his engage isn't that strong. You could go Tyrael and go Judgment or something. They've taken Blaze. Or you could just go like a weird offlaner, like Murd Stitches, Mal'Ganis maybe even. And almost run them as a second tank slash offlaner just to have sort of an engage. I don't think Mal'Ganis would be good. Mal'Ganis is really good mainly into other melee. Like if they went Kerrigan, Greymane or something, then Mal'Ganis is a lot better, and he's good with movement speed increases, like Lucio or something else. Or you could offlane like Zarya if you play that, and that could potentially be an option as well. But here, yeah, you just don't have any engage tool, I think, and that's real tricky. The closest engage tool would honestly be Mind Control, and maybe that's the pick. That'd be weird. Or you go Falling Sword, but I'm not even sure if that's better than Blessed Shield here, because I do think you're gonna want the CC from Blessed Shield, and Falling Sword isn't that good. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the option is here. I think Stitches or Muradin offlane are decent options. Or Zarya. Those would be my top three, I think. Arthas is maybe up there. Maybe Thrall. But it's weird. And tough.
We're doing that. Well, this will work.
Arthas looks pretty good.
They go Lily Kerosene. So they're going double support, but without Uther, and Kerosene is already really low heals, and he is melee, so they have 3 melee again. Lily is very easily abusable, I think, with your damage already. So they have 2, like, relatively weak front lines. Blaze is decent, but, like, Artanis is kind of weak. I don't think you needed to go Tychus here at all. In terms of other DPS, I think Hanzo here would have solved a lot of your issues, probably. And that way you could have opened up to go a more aggressive offlaner. So yeah, I think Arthas isn't like my #1 pick here. It works, and it's a little bit better into Kerosene, but still not a super huge fan of it. Hmm. I mean, it would honestly be a lot better if you had Hanzo as well. Then Arthas makes a lot more sense. Yeah, I think Tychus was the main issue here rather than Arthas.
Or
Alright, so
Even still, I looked at this game and this comp. This was like the only game that I could sort of half watch, because I was doing scrims for the first two. And I looked at these comps and I was like, their comp is complete garbage. You guys free win this game. I thought this game was the easiest win of your life. You go
yellow pawn.
Limbs Chosen. Send an owl.
Four bottom.
Four bottom. There's a wisp.
Or maybe this was the game that you went
Maybe.
percent damage and not Q instead of the Volskaya game on Sylve. Maybe that's what I was thinking of, Pi. I might have been wrong the previous game, I'm sorry. But yeah, even still, they don't have high health bars. Blaze health bar is relatively small, and Artanis' health bar is definitely smaller than some of the other bruisers. Like, the main people that Sylve percent damage would be good into are, like, Diablo, Muradin, Imperius, Stitches, Garrosh would just be okay. Maybe Urel, maybe Dahaka. Dahaka probably. Maybe Chen. But honestly, their health bars aren't that big, and I still think Q is just better in general. I mean, here there's not much to talk about. It's like, don't take a whole lot of damage if you can. Try and deal damage to them if you can. But they have two supports, so you're probably not ever going to be able to deal damage to them, really, that sticks. Just don't die. Clear the wave and don't die. It's like pretty much how this lane will go down here.
Okay. I have a combo ready.
He's just looking for multi-person stuns, so Phantoms, Solskito, and Pi should stay further back from Johanna and spread out more. We've gotten hit by multi-person stuns a couple times now.
Tapping.
I can heal you, Phantoms. I just need this minion.
See the Wisp. They shouldn't be able to do this camp very easily. Blaze stun is down. So you're like stepping up onto this while Phantoms is going back to tap. That's kind of really awkward. That, like, this guy should be getting completely melted by Tychus minigun right now for diving in like that alone, but he isn't. And then same with Karazim here. So we just got Johanna and Sylvanas chunked out pretty hard, and no real punish on them. This is better. Yep, Pi and you guys are still chasing too far. You just want to push them off the camp. You're not even looking to get the camp yourselves. Just push them off the camp, I think. Yeah, go for the squishy Karazim here, especially if he's going to dive in. Ooh, Sylva's taking a lot of damage. Okay. So yeah, here, I still think you can back up and just give the camp. And I think you're relatively fine with that. They get a multi-person Blaze stun again. Phantoms is... He's like playing too far forward, but he's also stepping up because Rabbit is trying to stand on the point, and he knows he's gonna die soon. Now you back out. Guys trade the Karazim. Okay, Pi lives, but Tehran dies. I think the bait was the camp. And the, like, whatever, uncoordinated engage with Phantoms going back to tap. As soon as, like, this happens, and you chunk them out or whatever, and they're backing off, at this point, just back off. Like, you're happy you've backed them off the camp. You're not trying to do the camp. This was over chasing and taking a lot of return damage, both Pi and Rabid. And then you guys were killing the camp. Like here, it would have been better to been focusing Himibo and just kill him instead of the camp. The longer the camp is alive here, actually, the better for you. So then the camp dying actually kind of like baits you guys to stand on the point when Rabbit is super low. And so he overstands on the point and dies. And then Solskito's standing still trying to get autos to like heal people up that are dying, and then Solskito dies. So now you lost the whole wall. Imagine if you had just given them the camp. Like never even contested it in the first place. Do you think this camp gets the full front wall? I don't think so. I think you guys are just 4 people alive and you just free clear it and it maybe gets a tower. Right? So the value that you need to risk in order to make just giving that camp like a better prospect than giving it in the first place or whatever is like, I don't know. It has to be a really strong camp or something. Like if it's a Punisher, if it's something that's gonna kill a keep, you know, obviously like sure, dying for it maybe makes sense because you're probably gonna risk losing the keep at that point anyway. If you die or if you don't die,
I was
but
looking for a rotate.
the way you guys did it, you lost more than if you would have just given it in the first place. You guys are getting camp out. It's like maybe 5-10 seconds late, but it's fine. You guys are getting set up to just try and race because you have mark on it. Could have waited to mark it until Tychus was in range. I don't think Tychus Q does more DPS than his autos. I would maybe have to double check that, but I think just autoing is more DPS on a single target than Tychus Q. Sylph got hit by the stun. You guys are slightly behind on race, but you also
Okay, that's
had Mark with only 1 DPS hitting it for part of that time, and you got 1 DPS stunned, and we were doing slightly lower DPS than we should have, I think. I think you guys should be able to burst this and actually beat them on the second part. You're fighting. Again, I think the W is fine, Phantoms. I think just autoing is more DPS though than the Q. And actually that might have been close to the difference that makes the difference there and whatnot. I'm not sure if everybody was using all their abilities on that, but I don't know. I mean, losing it by an 800 shield or whatever is like fine. You don't really care that badly.
Bottom then.
You have Johanna and Tychus, you can clear this pretty easily. Arthas goes bottom to soak. You have the camp pushing bottom,
at level 7 already.
although Artanus can clear that pretty easily. You should be careful when this wall dies that Blaze is going to look to stun, especially Phantoms, that you could back up and be hitting it from like over here or down by Solskito and Pi. They're also going to kill this wall, so yeah, you just got to be careful of the stun here. Good. Ole! Using Q there is fine. Yeah, on the Immortal. Like, yeah, here, Phantoms, you're just stepping up way too far. The overkill there on the Immortal was fine, because, like, it's doing slightly less single target damage, but you're dealing damage to the minions, obviously, and killing them. Okay, good dash to get safe. And good peel by Rabid. This thing dies. You're fine. Ideally, this Owl would hit, and Rabid would have Condemn up, and you could, like, look to get an engage on Lily or somebody here, but it's fine. Overkill on wave is fine. Karazim dashed in. Can pressure him pretty hard. Or Lily or Blaze. Yeah, especially Blaze. If Blaze ever charges in, he has no way out. So you could punish him with
Marked,
all the
marked.
damage that you have, pretty much. They're gonna have a lot of healing for him, though. Okay.
Kerosene.
I don't think Arthas ever needs to rotate up.
If he's coming up, let's get camp.
I think Arthas should just stay bottom and tap this, or and soak this whole time.
Oh, okay.
Look on Himibo again. Just minigun, chase him down.
Blaze.
Tychus, nice. I don't know what build to go on Tychus either. The build that I like is the attack range one. Ever since the change to his Bobbin Weave at level 20. So I know previously you went dash, and that was like, well, it was like the meta pick or whatever. Now I go press the advantage. I think I saw you went the bigger they are. I think you should go in the rhythm pretty much always. And then here the question is there anything important that you need to interrupt with quarterback grenade? And I think the answer is no. I'm not even sure if quarterback would interrupt a Lily Jugs. That would be the only thing to interrupt, really. But then you also have Wailing Arrow and Blessed Shield and Tehran Stun to interrupt that. That's the only real thing to interrupt, I think. So here I would go Relentless Soldier, just to get more tankiness, and then Odin, then probably Neosteel coating, and then Titan Grenade, and then Bob and Weave at 20. You could maybe go Sizzling Attacks or Big Red Button, but I think Bob and Weave is generally better, and that way you can, then the pattern you do basically is like, excuse me, you walk up to somebody and activate minigun on them or whatever, and you're just walking up to them, ideally mounted, and then you're activating minigun, you're pressuring them or whatever, and then either they're looking to engage on you, and in that case you can dash backwards and then still be in range to minigun them, or if they're running away from you, you can dash forwards and then still be in range for a lot longer, and get like the full duration of even a in the rhythm like longer minigun of like 6 seconds or something on somebody for pretty much the full duration with the extra attack range from Press the Advantage. Especially with Bob and Weave at 20, you basically have like Hanzo. You have bigger than Hanzo's range. You have like 7.5 or like 7.7 range or something stupid. It's gigantic. And you have a whole bunch of dashes to get the range increase staggered every 3 seconds. With the Press the Advantage at level 1. And so that way you can just in the rhythm like so far away. You're like Sergeant Hammer with minigun. Like it's stupid. You just melt people and you're super 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 safe. It's like I think it's bigger than Vala's Farflight range at 20. So yeah, it's gigantic, and you're basically invincible. Anyway, so that's the build I would recommend on Tychus.
Okay. Camp maybe.
I don't know where Artanis is. Oh, he's probably on the
Yeah,
side.
they probably went to bot camp. So you're behind on XP now. I think that's pretty much just because you had Arthas come up here, and he didn't really accomplish anything, right? Like he technically got up here, and he got a root on this guy, but this guy would have died to that Turon stun anyway, and Mark and whatnot. Like he was dead without Arthas being up here. So Arthas missed this wave bottom, and now you guys are a little bit more behind on XP than you probably should be. I don't think Arthas ever rotates up here really in the future. Could Owl just a scout if they were coming towards you at that camp? They should be getting the bottom camp anytime now. I don't know if your bruiser camps will be up in time. Doesn't look like they will be. Yeah, no. So here you can just either get set up on whether you think you can win race or defensively. If you're getting set up down here, Arthas wants to clear the bottom camp. I don't think you really need to do that. I think Arthas should be up here on the Immortals with you. You're not using overkill here, which is good.
I'm just gonna swing up.
You can also dash there and just it's like slightly more DPS or whatever to dodge the circles.
That camp is still pushing, but it's weakened.
So they're slightly ahead, and you guys didn't have Arthas helping you the whole time. I think going defensive is possibly the better call. Rabid. Looking for root. The root missed. I think Crafty should generally wait to use the root as like a follow-up to Rabid and like the Taranch Sun and stuff, but it's fine.
Lunar's coming from behind.
Lunar below.
This girl's in the wrong position. She should be dead. So here I would dash, activate minigun, look on her. Crafty, she doesn't have leaping strike at all, so you're gonna look to like Taranch Stun and root over here. Rabid should just come down and look to condemn and like slow her and blind her and stuff, and then she should be 100% dead here.
Lunar marked.
Okay, now I don't know who this is that's blinded here, but this could be a kill target, or the oh, you got swapped out. That's unlucky. Okay, Artanis, yeah, that's fine. It's slow. Try and get a mark on him if you can. Yep, good. He should die. Okay, now you go on Immortals. You just need Sylvanas and Tychus on the Immortal. Tyrande and Arthas and Johanna can all zone. I think Tyrande zoning would help. That way you just have more of a CC threat, and you can heal the tanks. Because the tanks are going to be the ones taking damage, right? Like, these guys don't need healing. So you're only using part of your kit by being down here. You could also slow them stepping up, and it's a lot more risky for them to engage if they're getting owled, right, too? And getting slowed, that they can maybe get chased down and engaged on by the tanks. So I think Solskito should be with the tanks there, but it's fine. You guys are level 10 now. Arthas should still stay bottom here. Until you have like one fort down in one of these lanes, Arthas should never group with the 4-man. And that's one of their forts down, not your forts. Kill that tower. Using Odin here is okay. It's a good siege tool, and it's good to help clear the wave. Yeah, it's fine. The way I think about Odin is like the main benefit of it is the range increase. Same with the the range of like your other talents that I was talking about. And so basically like you're a short range hero, obviously. You're playing Tychus or whatever. And so you would like go and use minigun or whatever, and then if they chunk you out, you know, Lunara chunks you or something, or Artanis is like chunking you or whatever, and you have to like dash out and back up, and then you're like 30% HP or something, and you're like, well, I can't really help contribute to the team fight anymore because I'm chunked out. Then at that point is where I would use Odin, and then that way I can like still contribute from the fight while being way further back and still safe. So I generally would use Odin later in fights rather than earlier, but here it's probably fine. But just in the future, that's the way I think about Odin. If you've not played Tychus very much. Rabbit's doing a good job of zoning here. You guys get the well for free. Yeah, you can look. So like, I think Rabbit could have even been stepping up in here. And off an owl or something, you guys can look to like get a condemn stun and then just like blow somebody up with Tychus. Tychus is really good at killing people really fast. Part of the reason I don't like the bigger they are is that within the rhythm, you're basically going to kill people to like 35% anyway in about the same amount of time. But then you obviously, like, the most important part of their health bar, it's like Cursed Bullet, for example. It's like, is the most important health bar on getting a kill the first 40% or like the last 40%? Obviously, the last 40% is the most important. So having something that like makes your ability not work and makes it harder to kill people when they're low health is kind of like extra bad than usual. Like, it is still good. It's especially bad against Garrosh. You should never take that talent against Garrosh, just for the record. But so yeah, that's generally why I prefer it in the rhythm. And also, it's like if you get you know, poked out or something, and like you're trying to go in on a team fight, you activate minigun, and you get a few attacks, and then it's like, oh man, they're engaging on us. They're counter engaging. I have to back up and play safe for a couple seconds. Then it's like just having the longer duration of minigun makes you still a consistent threat throughout the whole team fight for a longer duration, and if you have to back out for like 2 or 3 seconds, it's not like you've lost like all your damage, because like a big chunk of your damage comes from minigun, from your trait. So just having the longer duration on it means like you can back up, play safe, and then come back in and still have like 2 or 3 seconds on minigun that you can still threaten people with, and play safe. So I think it's just generally easier to get value out of in the rhythm. Nice, good on Lunara. You can probably body block the Blaze. Ooh. I think you guys could have killed Blaze here. Honestly, Sylvanas could even E aggressively here and just try and body block him. And Johanna's sort of trying. I think you guys could have killed him there, but it's fine. Are you disabling the wall here, by the way? I didn't see when you used Sylvanas trait disable. Is it here? I don't see when it starts. There? Did you use it on the tower? Same concept as on Volskaya. Use trait earlier in the push. That way you can have it up like a second or third time on the same push. But yeah, here, good kill on the Nara. Good follow-up CC and stuff. You probably could have killed Blaze, but it's fine. I don't know when you'll have trait up exactly. I should have looked at the time, but I wasn't paying attention. Yep, got the keep wall. It's good. Just back out. Crafty could have stayed bottom this whole time again. Like, he's scared that you guys are going to get engaged on at the keep and you'll need him, but the call should be get turret and get out. Like, right now you should all be like ready to mount up and leave ASAP. Rabid's still like looking in aggressively here. Yep, top camp is a good call. Crafty can go back bottom. You're missing Sokir again. He doesn't need to be top lane. They're on their camp, that's fine. Like, it's good for it's better for you for them to get their camp now, rather than get it when the objectives are going to be pushing. So, yep, they should have gotten bot camp instead while you were on top camp, but now you get top camp or bottom camp. They might invade your bruisers. Yep, good owl. Now you can just push bottom with the Merc Queen camp. Crafty can just stay top lane now.
He's probably on his way to you guys, actually.
Ooh, good job by Pi dodging the swap. Just gotta make sure Rabbit can live, hopefully. That combustion was rough. Rabbit is looking to like re-engage. So here, Rabbit just needs to keep walking this way. He needs to like walk to your core. Like, Rabbit should not be looking in aggressively to re-engage there. I think Rabbit could have lived, and you guys still would have gotten the Blaze kill, but it's fine. That was just playing a little bit too over-aggressive there. Ideally, you would have been able to get your Bruiser camp out here, but it's fine. Both main tanks are down, basically. I think you should play defensive and just try and wait out the death timer. You guys are 13s. You can look to get your Bruiser camp at halftime, That owl was good. Yeah, if you could get on this stun this Lily here, you guys could look for a kill. Or Lunara. Nah, the stun needed to come out sooner on that. That's okay. So after the stun, like stun is coming out and they're already not rooted, so at this point just back up. Tychus wasn't really in range to help contribute on that. It's going on Artanis. Good damage, just chunking them out. You guys are playing really aggressive here. You guys are playing super aggressive, and you don't really need to be. Pi gets swapped into towers, good E, you guys kill Lunar here. This whole time, okay, kill didn't happen. Artanis is chunked out, just leave, just back up. We're just waiting on Johanna. We can go get our camp or something. This is so aggressive. You're tanking their towers, like... This is not the place to fight. This is such an awkward place to fight, actually. Crafty's taking a whole bunch of damage. We're taking a long time to kill people. We don't kill Lunara. Durant gets mispositioned and dies. Arthas probably is gonna die here. Yep. Johanna comes in now. You guys could have built like just like a huge lead on the objective, or gotten your camp out, and then they have to like you build a lead by getting the camp because they're gonna have to send somebody to clear it at halftime and stuff. Like, yeah, just awkward. Again, auto attacks are more DPS than Q, I'm pretty sure, unless you're taking like some specific talent that increases Q damage, which I think is only at 16.
I'm fine.
Yeah, only at 16 is when you get the is when it becomes better than your auto attack DPS, I think. Okay. So here, Rabid should mainly be peeling the Blaze, and then here, Phantoms, you want to be positioning down so that they don't get like a full stun by Blaze. You guys don't want to position in this corridor, basically. You want to spread out down here sooner. So 2 of you get stunned by Blaze. He has Combustion. He's not unstoppable during this, so ideally this would have been the time. I can't really see, but I think you just used Blessed Shield here, and it did interrupt the Combustion. Here I would try and get back further before channeling the Odin, but it's fine. Something to note also is the Bob and Weave dashes don't overlap, like they don't share a cooldown with the Odin dashes. So you can go dash 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 Odin dash dash dash, and then once you come out of Odin, you'll have like 2 or 3 dashes as well. Charges built up, so you can dash like a ton past 20. Play super safe. You're basically Bat Tracer. Yep. So that's a big immortal. At this point, you're just hoping to not lose keep. That it's a risky place to recall. I would have just done it behind the wall, but it's fine. So yeah, just hopefully burn this down as much as you can without losing keep. Luckily, you guys have their keep wall down. Here, Crafty, again, soak bottom. Just soak bottom. Soul time. It's fine. If you guys had one immortal, and the immortal would have been pushing bottom, in that case, top lane would have been pushed out too far for Crafty to safely soak, and at that point, Crafty would have been better to be 5-man bottom with you guys. But here, Crafty should just be soaking bottom this whole time. You guys are trying to engage past the immortal. That's what they want you to do. They want this immortal to live for as long as possible and get as much structure damage as possible. Like, they can't push with it into you. So they're going to be on top camp. That's fine. I don't think you want to fight them on it. Oh, they're not on top camp. They're on their bruiser. They're on bottom camp. That makes no sense. Alright. This team is weird. They don't make sense. Yep. Just keep soaking. You guys should be up. You guys should literally be like level 16 right now if Crafty had been soaking the whole time. He's missed probably like 2 or 3 total waves at this point. Maybe even more than that. Maybe like 4. You guys can just wait until this pushes up. You could wait until this pushes up to the keep wall even, like way safe back here. Because this is maybe a place where they can get engages on you. Loop around engages, like where Artanis, we just saw him there. This is out really far, I'm scared. No, there's nothing to push top lane. You would have to push all the way to the keep. And that's really far out. I would rather go bottom here. You guys are going to be 16 though? Okay. So you're like threatening the keep there. I don't think there is ever a realistic time where you get that keep, so I don't know. It's fine, you force them to respond. If you can kill Blaze here fast enough, that's good, but this is real awkward. So it's awkward because he's getting an engage, getting like a multi-person stun. Arthas isn't in range to fight yet. Their whole team, they even have like flanks on your backline already and stuff. This positioning is just super awkward, right? Because you guys are out super far on the map. It'd be way better if you guys had just waited, cleared this at your fort or whatever, and then just grouped up with Arthas and come in as like one unit, scouting vision, you know, checking bushes with Owl and stuff like that, like, and Johanna blind, like, and not getting. You want to get positioned before you fight, not just a fight instantaneously because a person was there. That was a good time to pop Odin. Solskito's gonna go down. Pi hopefully gets out. Good.
New target, Lily.
Lily goes down. Trying to maybe kill Karazim and then back out. Nope, they got stunned. At this point, you just gotta get out and leave and hopefully not die.
Trying to peel.
Pi hopefully doesn't get stunned. Okay. They're just trying to leave. They are chasing Lunara again. Tychus is gonna get her. But he's gonna die for it.
Sprayed out.
I don't know if Crafty dies. He gets swapped.
Couple losses.
How did you actually get the mount up? Are you gonna live? He's gonna have a dash soon. Well, that wasn't the dash that I was talking about, but that one hurts too.
We're wasting
Anyway, that's unlucky. So yeah, you guys staggered a lot of deaths there.
Target comments. What do you need to die or we need a new one? I think we just travel as 5 now.
Yes, definitely travel as 5 now. Once you're 16, you almost always travel as 5 in any comp.
At least when objective phase is coming up, we top.
Okay.
So great.
Unless you have like a global or something. But even then, you can't be out too far. Like, you just have to make people not get picked off. Late game picks are way, 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 way worse. Fort's already dead. You guys can't step up that far. Pi. Okay, that was spooky. Alright. The fort was already dead. The fort is dead 100% of the time there. I don't think defending it is like, it's almost asking to
I'm
get
peeling
picked off there.
you guys.
We definitely need it.
Pi is still getting zoned. He gets swapped. Good unstoppable. Good interrupt on combustion. There's a Karazim ult. Chunks Rabid pretty hard.
Kerosene multi down.
Crafty, I think, needed to be here a lot sooner on this push. Like, there's no real use of soaking top lane. Like, he's going for the level 17.5 power spike, I don't know. But Crafty being here this whole time would be a lot better.
Oh, we need
I'm peeling.
Artanis. Artanis, is it on?
Yep, Karazim dashed in.
Karazin?
It's a good stun, good silence on Karazim if you can finish him. Ooh, this boss stun gets you.
Okay. Karazin still if you can.
Tannis, just focus the Immortal now, and you guys need to heal up really bad.
I'm an immortal.
Good stun.
Tapping.
Keep's already dead at this point, just don't die. Get out, Pi. Nice. Crafty's dead. Yeah, Crafty was in really deep here. Full time.
Tapping.
The rest of you are all up here. Crafty's like way down here, he's not even on the screen.
Even out.
I think he just got stuck in the middle of them. Blaze is gonna have a charge soon. There's Water Dragon, that's really rough.
Phase.
This was all a result of you guys getting caught out too far top lane. Do they end here? Yeah, they do. That was just one mispositioning thing of you guys taking a fight where you had no need to fight them. Like, they're obviously looking for a fight there, right? You guys are like tied on talent tiers or whatever. You guys are winning the Immortal race, I think, generally. Like, they're a double support comp. They want to fight you. They're not good at PvE. They have much lower PvE damage and stuff. The threaten on their keep was like, I don't know, it worked. It was sort of the right idea, but also I don't think there was any time that you killed the keep there, and even if you do, and they kill all of you, they are just going to get a full shield immortal and do this exact same thing. Again, I think Crafty needed to soak more in the early game and join up less with you guys then, and then I even heard it on comms of like, we should just group as 5, and then Crafty went to go soak when they were pushing with an immortal, and you needed all 5 to defend the immortal there. Ideally, you wouldn't have lost keep there. I think you guys could have defended the keep potentially. If you lost keep and didn't die, that's an okay result, but dying and losing the keep and then losing core is the one way you lose the game at that point. So, yeah, that would be my analysis on those games. This one was, like, you guys were actually ahead most of the game, I would say. It was pretty much just the one level fight, or the level, like, I don't know, 3 fight bottom lane or whatever, didn't go very well. A couple of the other fights, you guys overchased and played like too greedy and too aggressive, trying to chase down kills and overextending. And then yeah, there you just kind of overextended them and face checked into them and fought when you had no need to fight. So that's what I think of those games. I don't really know how to like coach that aside from just like don't do that in the future. Like I don't know. It just kind of has to be like a learned from experience or like kind of try and just play calmer and slower, I guess, of like, do we need to fight here? Can they come fight us? You know, when we're doing this, like that type of thing. Just trying to play a bit more patient and cold, or not cold, but calm and calculating or whatever. Uh, yeah, that's about it. Overall, you guys actually played pretty well this series. You guys definitely could have beat this team. I think 2-0, but even 2-1 was definitely doable this third game. Their drafting was bad. They played bad. Their macro was bad. Like, you guys outplayed yourselves this game pretty much, I would say, or in this series, more so than them outplaying you more than anything. So, yeah, that's tough. It hurts. Those losses feel extra bad, I think, but I do think most of those issues are fixable and hopefully pretty clear looking at them like that. So those would be the things to work on. I think I want to hear Rabid more on engages. And other than that, you guys just need some better way of communicating, like don't chase too far or just let them have it, play back, just give it, that type of communication. There needs to be some either person making that call more consistently if they're realizing it in the moment, or it just needs to be like talked about like ahead of time, I guess, of like if this goes badly, are we giving it, that type of thing of like do we need to actually, risk ourselves all dying for this? Or would it actually be a better outcome to just give it entirely and then just defend it as all of us alive? And I think usually you'll find that you don't need to fight over nearly as much stuff as you think, probably. If you're behind already, it's a little bit of a different story, but when you're ahead especially, you can give a lot of stuff and still keep a pretty big advantage. And then also just soaking a bit more crafty. I think because he was in the 4-man for so long, he's like extra paranoid about participating in the 4-man fights when things are happening, especially fights that aren't necessarily going as well, but generally soaking is going to be better than fighting. If everybody's like calling ahead of time that like we definitely want to fight here, we need to fight here, Crafty's going to need to be here in time and to rotate on time or whatever, that's a time when it's communicated, but I feel like a lot of time it was just Crafty rotating in on his own instead of soaking when he really didn't need to, and then he didn't really accomplish anything and then just had to leave like 30 seconds later or something and missed soak because of it. So you guys could have had a lot larger XP leads over the course of the game doing that, I think. Alright, that's all I got. GG's. I still think you guys are doing pretty well. I think there's a tiny bit of growing pains and whatever of still sorting through how the team is like playing together and whatnot, but I still think you guys are doing really solid, and if you guys just work on those things, I think you guys will be super scary team come playoffs. So I still think you guys are doing good. Don't get too discouraged. Alright, I'm done.